Yo, what up, y'all? It's DKane. Welcome to the first episode of Hatewatchers Podcast. I got my co-host, RazorATX, and someone you might, I don't know, maybe know, Sodapoppin.
What's up? Hey.
What's up?
Good to be on the Hatewatchers Podcast.
Yep, it's Hatewatchers, boys. Hatewatchers.
How'd y'all come up with that
Inaugural episode.
How did we come up with that name?
We came up with a name.
What was the? We came up with a different name at first.
And we looked it up.
What was the other name?
And it was too much. It was unmuted.
Unmuted. Yeah.
Or unmute, like unmute in Discord or whatever, right?
Yeah, and there was some issue with it.
But you reminded me of the old house, the bet. What was the bet that
you would have paid 6 months rent if we? I think we might have a clip of this to show later. But 6 months rent if we lasted 6 months.
If you last all of 6 months without something.
Yeah.
Yeah, without like big drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was basically
and we ended
like
up not even being there.
Yeah.
For 6 months. Yeah. HOA got called and yeah.
We may as well pull it up. We have it.
Because you were totally right. And I think we only lasted, 4 months?
God, I missed that house.
Mitch Jones, Pink Sparkles, K Bubbles, JCG, Ethan, and Punzel.
If y'all make it to 6 months, I'll pay y'all 6 months rent.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'll do it. If you make it to 6 months without there being any crazy stuff.
Okay. All right. I'm keeping you. I'm gonna tell them that, and we're gonna.
This is how it started?
I was so confident with not having
and
to
you
pay
were
a
so
cent.
right, man. You were so right.
Oh my god.
And it was so sad. As soon as I heard that the HOA, dude, the HOA got involved in the freaking second or third day because Mitch was streaming outside and viewers called the HOA.
Yep.
And then the HOA was on our ass after that and just boom, done.
Yep.
Yeah, you were really correct on that. And I didn't believe you. I was like, dude, I'm the most chill person ever. There's no way. I'll be able to keep everything together, overestimating myself. And then you live with, Mitch
Streamers.
Jones, Pink Sparkles, K Bubbles, really.
I look back and I can't think of even with all the new I guess new streamers that have come since 3 years have passed since then.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could come up with a crazier concoction of people to guarantee drama.
I feel like they kind of started the streamer house meta. There was smaller streamer houses, right, in Austin. Maybe 3 people, right? But this was 7 people in one house. And now I feel like everybody does together.
The first streamer house I know about was Swifty's.
Yeah, I knew about that one.
Swifty
too.
had a gamer house, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
It was he would have random viewers come over because there wasn't any other streamers really.
So you got to consider what you mean by a streamer house. There's a streamer house where everyone's in their room, streaming their games, and they all live together.
Yeah.
And then there's a streamer house where everyone collabs and does stuff together.
Yeah, right before I moved here, I'd watch you guys, and you would be live, Mitch would be live, Jay would be live, Llama would be over your house live. It was
We
nuts.
started the hot tub stream meta, by the way.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't know if right when we moved in, we started doing hot tub streams.
Mm-hmm.
My most viewed stream, I think, of all time, other than when you hosted me back in the day for a shitload of viewers, was 10K viewers, and it was because we were in our hot tub with a bunch of people there. E-Rob was there, a bunch of girls.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, I think maybe Miz was there. I know Mitch was.
Oh wait. Quiet for 1 second.
You hear the birds?
Those are birds?
Those are birds.
Can the stream hear those?
They're not cicadas.
I think it's cicadas.
Wait, it might be a cicada.
I think they're cicadas.
Yeah, birds not at this time. I think those are cicadas.
Yeah.
Wait, can they hear that?
I can hear it.
Holy shit, they can
I heard
hear
it through the... Yeah.
Wait, are these mics picking up everything? God, Llama, you're gonna hear Llama for sure. Especially if he's streaming.
That's funny. Oh, there they go again.
Yeah. Jeez.
Hey man, it's good ambiance, right?
Yeah, what you guys don't know is there's no roof.
Yeah, we're actually outside. This is just...
Yeah.
Let's get some campfire in the background, and it really feels like a camp out,
Yeah.
It was
We just need more grass on the walls, I guess. Then we get...
That'd be huge.
Yeah.
All right, well, Razor, I know you were about to bring something up, so...
Yeah, so...
You have to open your Google
Clip's not
Doc.
working,
He's
right?
got to open his notes, dude.
Oh, let's bring out the notes.
Okay. I was curious, so obviously you guys used to live together.
Yeah, when we were way younger.
Yeah. Do you think as adults you would get along living together?
Personally, I do. Yeah. I feel like we'd probably just kind of stick to ourselves for the most part.
We've stayed in like hotels and shit, and we're pretty good to go. Dustin gets on his phone, puts on a show, falls asleep. Yep. I get on my phone. For like we've stayed in hotels together.
We've stayed in a trailer but like living together, I actually feel like it would be really easy. You seem like someone that would be really easy to live with because you just do your thing, stay to yourself, and that's kind of what I do. So
I've had recently I've had probably 3 people stay at my house for duration of a week, maybe more. I didn't see any of them a single time. And they asked me, they're like, "Hey, you want to go do something?" I'm like, "No, I don't." So maybe I'm a bad roommate because of that, but also it's like I don't.
No, you're just actually just a bad person, but
yeah, I'm just a piece of shit. But like I don't cause any issues. I'm in my room, my door is closed, I don't leave it. If I see you when I go out to get a water, hey, good morning. Anything cool happened today? No? All right. And I go back in my room.
Okay. Who do you think was the person it was the most awkward having them stay with you?
Oh, I'm not going to call out names.
Okay. Fair.
I have had people stay at my house and it has been horrendously awkward. Like I've had people of us like, "Hey, can I stay at your house?" And I say, "Oh yeah, sure, you can have a place to stay. Like I got a room, do what you want and do your thing, right? Give you a nice bed to sleep in." And they stay over, but they're under this impression that like I'm going to take them around Austin, we're going to hang out every day. And me and Nick both call it the Nick and Soda treatment, You get that's what we do. Like
you get a place to stay, and that's about
I'm
it.
giving you a room. Yeah. Like you do that, but like I'm not giving you my time.
It's like the opposite of a bed and breakfast. Basically.
Yeah. And I've had a lot of situations where like that has turned into a pretty awkward situation, and I'm like, listen, I don't know what you expected.
You don't have to say names, but have you ever had someone that like kind of expected you to do that, and then like you didn't, and then they kind of like bugged you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they have.
And they were like, "Hey man, what we doing today, bro? What we doing today?"
That has happened many times. I've looked back and I've talked with Nick. Nick and I have talked like, "Are we just pieces of shits?" And Nick would respond and be like, "You know what? If we are, it's not our problem." It's like I don't know. Is that fucked?
Hold on.
Is that fucked up?
Imagine if all people said that. Are we pieces of shit? I don't know. It ain't my problem though. That's their motherfucking problem.
Like
I don't care if I'm a piece of shit. It ain't affecting me. It's affecting you.
I'd feel bad if I said, "Hey, you want to play?" It's like, "Hey, you have a place to stay?" Like, "Yeah, sure." Like, "Hey, you think we go get like dinner and I'll do all these?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And they show up, and then I don't do it. But I don't do that. They said, "Can I have a place to stay?" "Yeah, sure. You can stay here, and you can leave and come and go as you want. Here's the door code. Here, order food. Do what you got to do. It's a hotel, all right. But I'm streaming. Stay the fuck out of my room. And when I'm not streaming, honestly, stay the fuck out of my room still. And that's it.
Fair enough.
So, I don't
Zero expectations. Yeah.
That's how I am.
The thing is, most of the time that it's got to be different for you because people are gonna sometimes come and hang out with you like expecting like content, like expecting to stream. When I have a friend say that they want to come stay with us, it's really to hang out.
Yeah.
Like with me. So it is pretty much expected for me to at least hang out with them most of the time. Every once in a while, when we were in that other first house when I was actually streaming a lot, yeah, people would come stay. Did the same thing you did. I'd just be like, "Hey, I'm doing my thing. You do whatever you want. You can join us if we go out, but that's it."
Yeah. I mean, you're right, I guess. It's just a matter of like, I guess people so okay, let's look at Ms. Kiff, right? If I was Ms. Kiff and someone said, "Hey, can I come stay at your house?" If I put myself in Ms. Kiff's shoes, I'd be like, okay, so they're wanting to come over and do content. Because whenever people do go to Ms. Kiff's house, they do go on stream and they do tons of stuff. But if you expect that from me, what the fuck are you doing? First of all, I have purposely not put an extra chair or anywhere to sit in my room so people get uncomfortable and leave. That's strategic.
Yeah. Strategic.
Yeah, it is. I'm not kidding. I have a row machine. I stopped using it. I used it for a while because like, let's be healthy. Camp Canute got me all fucking whatever. I have put.
Wait, you did Camp Canute?
No, but watching it made me feel like a bitch. Right? Because I'm not doing anything.
Same.
Right?
We worked out.
I started working
during
out,
Camp Canute and stopped as soon as it was over.
Why'd they stop? They screwed everyone up. Everyone was so healthy, and then they stopped. Anyways, I put it next to my bed, and so when you sit on it, you have nowhere to put your legs because it's in the fucking way.
Yeah.
So you can't even sit on my bed comfortably. So my room is don't get out of my room. So again, if people expect to hang out and do content with me when they come into my house, that's their problem, their fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny you actually brought that up. I was watching Miz, and he was actually mentioning like why he loved Canute, and he said because Canute came, did the content, hung out, and then said later and left me alone.
Yeah.
I think Miz probably hates like hanging out after the content's done. He just wants to relax, take
absolutely.
some time to himself, and just chill. I saw him talking about that, and that's why he loves Canute, because Canute's like, we did our shit later.
Yeah, did his thing. I mean, I can't speak for him. I just put myself in I put myself in his shoes. I'd redo. I could not do what he does. Oh God, he has someone new in that room every fucking day. I'd hate everything. It'd be terrible for me.
Have you ever had to have like a difficult talk with somebody that was like either staying with you or?
Yes, I've had. Oh God, we could go back to like really old. We had a guy. I don't know. You know the story of the creature?
About the creature?
Yeah.
The guy that just showed up?
Wait, okay. You tell the story. I have actually a good story for you. I don't even know if you know this.
I don't like talking about it because, like, that motherfucker probably gets off on hearing this story about him, right? It's like his entire claim to fame, but it's still an interesting story nonetheless. There was a guy, and I must have been about 19 years old, and there was a very different time in streaming where, you actually trusted people. The internet wasn't as prominent, so you didn't see as many psychos, and you didn't expect the worst out of people all the time. So when I was, coming to this new fame as a streamer, I really actually enjoyed hanging out with fans. And I actually, there was a time when we lived with our parents, I gave our address out on purpose, and people sent
What?
Yeah.
Jesus, dude. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't
back
know
on
that.
back on X-Fire, yeah, that's how they got it. I gave it to them.
Good job,
because I
man.
trusted
That's
them, and they never did anything.
It was a different time, yeah.
No, they delivered pizzas to the house.
That were paid for. All of them were always
Fair.
paid for.
Fair.
It was very different. And so anyways, these random people found our address, and the way they found our address was kind of messed up. It's interesting, but basically I said on stream, I was like, I bet no one could find my address. That was a mistake, because now someone was taunted, and they went through and they calculated we did a video where we drove to Chili's, and they calculated the time to get to Chili's, and then we drove to McDonald's. They calculated the time to get to McDonald's, and then they also saw in one video, you could see out the window and see the coloring of our roof. So they found our condo complex by finding the color of the roof and the distance to Chili's, distance to McDonald's, and they made this whole Google Doc, and now the address is leaked. Anyways,
Triangulated.
it was all sorts of different things that went into it, but that was a short story. It's crazy. Random people started showing up, and one of them showed up. He drove 18 hours to the house. He's walked in the door. He's like, hey, man, I drove so long. I was like, oh, cool. Hey, let me take you to... I took him to Chili's, just me and him. And he seemed somewhat normal, seemed fine. A little weird, but I dealt with it. It's fine. Came back, and I felt bad. I was like, listen, you drove so long. Let him stay in the room. And this went on for a long time, and eventually, the next day came by, and he's like, I'm too tired, I don't want to drive. That's fine, all right, whatever, one more day. I'm streaming, do your thing. Nick had enough. Nick's left. It's like, listen, I'm not staying in the house with this fucking weirdo. No offense. So he went, stayed with his parents. So I'm in there alone. I'm locking my door at night at this point. And eventually, I'm like, okay, I need to kick this motherfucker out. But I don't have the balls to do it. So Nick's ex had to come in, and basically the police were almost getting brought in.
Wait, you're telling me that you and Nick were too scared to do it, so you got a girl to do it?
Yeah.
Nice.
But she did it. And I mean, we were there, we were backing her up, but it was like, we're not trying to, like, she was way bigger than us. She beat the fuck out of him. I'm a twink, I'm not going to do shit. So, the police, I think, got involved. I don't know. The guy left drugs in the house, got kicked out. And then after he left, we found some weird shit. He was like feeling my mouse pad, like, oh, Sodapoppin. And he filmed it and he posted it himself. Weird shit. Then the guy was getting consistently banned on Twitch repeatedly because he kept trying to stream and was like doxing. He's just stupid. But sorry, I went on this whole tangent from your one question.
There's something.
So the thing, I don't know if you know this. It was my first TwitchCon. I went to TwitchCon, and one of the first people I met, I knew no one, literally no one. Like I was brand new to Twitch and didn't even know like anyone. And I was approached by this guy, and I thought he was just really nice and started hanging out with me. And I ended up coming up to you. You remember this? And it was the creature.
Did I end up telling him to go the fuck away?
You like pulled me aside, and you were like, dude, do you know who that is? Or someone else might have.
It might have
was
been
somebody.
someone else.
Someone pulled me aside and was like, do you know who the fuck that is? And I was like, no. And he's like, that's the creature. And I had never even seen that stream or knew anything about it. So I had no idea who he was. But I guarantee he specifically targeted me because he knew me from your streams and knew that it would be like another chance to get closer to you. It's
really weird, right?
thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But like, and I'm not, every streamer has their, I guess, I don't know if I call him a stalker at this point, but you've got those.
That's a stalker, dude.
I mean,
what else are you
at the
call
time,
it?
yeah. Nowadays, I don't really have as much. I've heard crazier stories that other people have to deal with, right? And that's
Vampire
like,
Craig.
there's some crazy shit, and that's tame. That's really tame for what other people got to deal with, right? So that's the worst, I'd say, out of all that kind of shit I have to deal with.
Was that the first time that you sort of felt like things had changed and like the internet started to become
the way
it is now?
At that point, I don't know. I mean, there was other things that it was. I guess that was a point.
Yeah.
You say like not the point, right? Because there's other things where I'm like, oh fuck, like I learned that I had someone steal $25,000 from me. Someone I let stay at my house, and I loaned them a computer, and I gave them. My PayPal was saved on it, and they were pretending to donate to themselves with my PayPal, right? So it's like that. Now I don't trust fucking anyone. So not only do I not trust viewers, I don't trust any of these motherfuckers. So it's all fucked.
So that actually brings me to one of the more sensitive things I wanted to talk about, and I had mentioned it a little bit before the podcast. And before we even get into it, I want to say that I know how shitty of a person I was. I know how bad of a person I was. A lot of people probably don't know, and I'm literally exposing myself again.
I would say, because I already know what you're going to talk about, most people in my stream have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. So I was going to bring it up. Some people will, really old viewers. But
sure.
When I was younger, did a lot of drugs, drank a lot of alcohol, was a complete idiot.
That's the reason I went to a private Christian school.
He went to a private Christian school, actually, because I was messing up and going to jail so much in public school. Our parents said, Chance can't do this, man. If he goes to jail like he does, that's horrible. So they sent you to the private Christian school.
Yes, they did.
But I did a lot of things that I really regret, and I'm kind of proud of where I'm at now, but till this day, I still regret some of the things I did. We don't have the clips working yet, do we?
No.
Okay.
Unlucky.
So we're just going to talk about it. There is a clip of me taking your wallet.
Yeah.
And we actually watched the video on YouTube, which I've never seen, just looking for clips. And Nick is talking to you in the video, and it says something about him calling me out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't know if my memory is wrong, but I don't remember that.
Or
was that him talking to you on Discord?
There was a time where he completely railed into you. And at the time, VODs weren't really, I guess I never really went back. No one went back and watched VODs. There weren't clips. Those didn't exist yet. But I remember, from my perspective, I was walking back into the kitchen, and I think you were crying. He railed into you. He basically made like, dude, you are the shittiest fucking brother. How could you do that?
Straight
right?
up, I still feel that to this day.
Yeah.
He was right. But I don't remember him doing this in person. So when I saw that, I was like...
So before we go into this, let's talk about what the fuck actually happened, right? If we're going to talk about it rather than after. So from my perspective, I was streaming, playing the game. And this is back on Twitch when I had probably about 2,000 viewers at my peak, maybe. Was I still living at mom and dad's?
Yes.
So I was still living at mom and dad's, meaning I was in high school. Or I was in college.
You might have been just going to college.
I think I was going to, what is a shitty college called?
UTSA?
No. Well, yes, also shitty. But,
ACC?
Yeah, ACC, a community college,
Community
right?
college.
So I was going to community college. And at one point, Dustin came into my room, and I think you slapped me in the face and then pulled me out of my chair and threw me on the floor, which was just brotherly love.
Yeah, no.
Listen,
looking back on it, yeah, maybe, but no. It was
we tried to find the clip of it, and it's gone. It's erased from the internet.
Yeah. It was I've seen it, and watching it now hurts me.
Yeah,
the fact that I couldn't.
Sounds
even
like it hurts
that.
you more than it hurts me.
Probably, yeah.
So I look at that, and then after you do that, and I'm thrown on the floor, I'm like, oh.
By the way, no, these are two separate occasions.
Oh,
I'm positive.
Yeah, because the wallet one, the clip still exists, but the slap one doesn't exist.
These are two separate occasions. The slap thing, I thought it would just be funny for your stream because I'm a dumbass and I was like,
well, it was
19, 20 and thought, oh, they'll all laugh at this, and I hit you pretty hard and dragged you out of your chair. The wallet thing, on the other hand, your stream just caught it. I stole your wallet.
And you were like sticking it into your pocket.
And I was just sticking it in my pocket. And the reason, I think I've told you this, I was just not a good person at that time, and I was doing things I shouldn't have, and I owed someone a lot of money.
Who?
I'll say it all. Actually, they don't know his last name, so Larry. Do you remember Larry?
Do I? Can you describe like how I may have known him?
He was just one of my friends.
Oh, shit.
Normal white kid. Always wore like a flat bill backwards.
Maybe I
really weird, talked a lot. Always super like nice and respecting.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, all I remember is you took the wallet. How much did you take? I want to say
almost 1,000, I think.
Yeah, it was about $1,000, something
between
like that.
800 and 1,000, yeah.
I remember having a talk with you on the porch because I remember, my wallet was taken, and obviously people saw the clip, right? But the clip is very fuzzy because you're in the very back of the view taking my wallet, and I remember saying, "Listen, I don't know where my card is. I don't know where my shit is. I'm gonna call the banks to find it, and they're gonna look at cameras." So tell me if you did it or not. And then you admitted to me, we were on the deck by Mom's office, and you're like, I did take it. You admitted it to me. I said, okay, I appreciate that. So let's handle the situation. Let's try to, get through everything fucking going. I think it ended up we just kept the money and we moved on.
We did.
Don't do that again. That's fucked up. I don't like that.
Well,
and
no
that was
shit.
And that was pretty much the end of it. For the most part, definitely, as you would guess, would definitely do a big strike in trust, right? So at that point, I kept my wallet close. In fact, I think there's a lot of things where you were taking a lot of shit. You were just taking my shit.
I was taking Mom's shit. I was addicted to drugs. I was abusing drugs bad. Yeah, I was technically addicted to drugs.
So I remember having a talk. I think Ryan would be okay if I said this. Ryan talked to me and said, Chance, listen, obviously Dustin should not have done that, but at the same time, you know what you should have not done? Left your wallet out where anyone could see it.
Chance, it was literally like right next to you while you were playing. Your wallet was right next to you.
Either way, I still, I at that point, I would hide my wallet in a shelf in my own bedroom. It would not be out on a desk anywhere.
Well, we haven't really talked about this pretty much since it's happened, but I wanted to publicly, obviously, say I'm like, it affected me more than you know.
Yeah.
Like watching it back, like that is one of the things that made me just realize how bad it had gotten and how fucked up I was. That and stealing from Mom.
If it gives you any clarity, you are not the only person who's ever stolen that's been very close.
That doesn't give me clarity because I'm your brother, older brother.
That's fair, but it is also, from my perspective, when I look at it, it is a frustrating thing. If I put myself in someone else's shoes, yours, for example, to see some fucking 18-year-old kid making that much money.
I remember I didn't believe you. So
fucking easily. Yeah, I'd want to take some. I've had friends steal video cards out of my house before. Childhood friends. I don't talk to them anymore now. I can't. I'm not going to say their name.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Right? And it's like that's fucked up. But at the same time, let's assume that clip didn't go on stream of you getting my wallet. I probably wouldn't have fucking noticed.
I probably wouldn't have changed as much. I probably would have thought I could get away with more stuff and just kept doing it. Like, that was a huge thing for me because not only did I feel really bad about just doing it in general, but it put this bad stigma on me for a long time, and I deserved it.
Yeah.
I deserved it 100%, and yeah.
I mean, that was a long-ass time ago. Like I said.
Very long time ago. But still, dude, it's still to this day.
We'd be lucky to find 3 genuine people in this stream right now that were actually there for that, or even have any remembrance whatsoever, because we're talking a decade ago. Yeah. I think it was literally a decade.
2013, I think.
Like, half this chat's haven't even been alive that long,
We're learning some old frog lore here.
Yeah, that's old. Imagine if live stream fails existed then. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I look back on things over the past decade, and if live stream fails existed, fuck. Even past relationships, it'd be fucked, right? Because a lot of it has gotten swept under the rug. My opinion as a viewer, that's some spicy drama to have gotten to be a part of it. But yeah, you had to be really into Twitch because there was no clips, there was no going out and finding it your damn self. or finding it on some forum anywhere. It was pretty nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get that off my chest and the way I treated you. And I was just curious, like, how you actually felt about it.
Okay.
Because I haven't talked to you about this.
Realistically, I didn't give that much of a shit because I had too much on my brain already.
And too much money.
You know, well, not just too much. Well, yeah, of course. But, you know, when I'm 18 years old and I'm given this fucking opportunity to make potentially millions of dollars and have my life set, kids set, help family, like there's been plenty of things that you don't want to fuck that up. So the only thing that my head had room for was my stream. And the next stream is all I could think about. Nothing. So you asked genuinely how I felt. I didn't really care that much. I was like, my brother fucking stole money from me, but that sucks. Anyways, I have to stream tomorrow.
Yeah,
like it
killed me.
Yeah. So that's genuinely kind of how I approached it and how I thought of it at the time.
So I see your dad is in chat. And
oh, is he? Hi, Dad.
That reminds me of around the same time, there's a clip of it's your stream, I think, actually.
Yes.
And you can overhear you and your dad talking, and your dad is talking about kicking Chance out.
You remember this?
Oh, my God. Okay, we're going way fucking back. Jesus Christ.
I mean, really, like, in the past or the recent years, like, we've just gotten along. Nothing's happened. Like, there's nothing even to really talk about other than we've been fine.
Well, so you bring up this terrible fucking moment, right? Mm-hmm. But you're also, now you bring up one of these moments where you've had my back. Like, I've got
redemption, yeah.
Yeah, there was a time, oh man. We'll talk about the kicking out of the house in a second, but I do remember a time I was at a childhood friends of mine sleepover party. Dustin knows exactly.
I know exactly.
Or he knows what I'm talking about.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Yeah, and there was a friend of mine named Matthew, and him and I were on the trampoline, and we were pushing each other, like we were bouncing really high, and then pushing each other while we're in the air because it's fun. You know, we're like fucking 10 years old, and Dustin, because you know it's down the road, sees this and is like, "What?" Thinks I'm gonna fight. He thinks I'm fighting this person, so he just breaks into a sprint and tackles this friend of mine, thinking we're fighting, and starts wailing into him. Like, and all the vibes are ruined.
That's such an older brother thing.
So
oh, man.
I think I even said, I'm the only one that gets to do that.
Yeah, he did. He did say that. And, of course, we go to the next part where you're talking about me almost getting kicked out. To be fair, I did do some fucked up shit.
No, in comparison, let's just start that.
In comparison. But what I did, I went to college, UTSA, shitty college, and I just stopped going because I was making, I want to say about $80,000 a year to $100,000 a year, which is plenty, and I know the money was going up. I knew it was, and no one would believe me. I tell Mom, I try to get a condo, and they don't, PayPal is fake money, so no one believes me, but I know for a fact it's real, and I know how I sound when I was like, guys, I'm gonna make money playing video. I know how that sounds.
Especially since it wasn't already a thing.
Be like today, having your money in Coinbase and trying to convince your parents. Yeah.
So, what I had to do is I stopped going to college. I didn't have time for it. I literally didn't have to. I'm streaming 12 hours a day. I come home and I just tell Mom and Dad that college let out early Christmas break. Yeah, I just happened to get home 2 months early. So a month goes by and they're like, they start figuring out what's going on. They're not stupid. And eventually they confront me and they realize I've been lying to them this whole time. I've just been accumulating enough money for when they do kick me out, I can now go get my own place. Mm-hmm. And that time came. But Dustin intervened in the argument.
They found out you weren't going to college is how it started.
Yeah, I straight up didn't sign up for the next semester, and I left the current semester early. I just one day, stopped going. Mm-hmm. Just altogether. And so there was a big argument between me and my dad. My dad was I actually talked to Dad about this very recently. He said the thing that hurt him the most was I lied.
That makes sense. That sounds like Dad.
That sounds just like Dad. He's like, you just can't lie to me. If you would have told me the truth, if you would have trusted me to tell you this, I think things would have been different. But you intervened, and you saved me from getting kicked out, which was pretty good because I think I stayed at Mom and Dad's for another half a year after that.
Are we going to be able to get clips to work at all? Or is it just...
If we take a break, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll watch this stuff later, but there is actually a clip of me talking to my dad, and really my argument was very sound. It was, you're considering kicking him out for not going to college when I have literally not only not gone to college, was getting, I went to college. I mean, I was enrolled in college and was just not going, but I'm getting DWIs, possessions of marijuana, possessions of drug paraphernalia, like all sorts of stuff, always in trouble with the law. And they're considering kicking you out, the one that is actually making money and goes to a real college. And I was like, how does this make sense? This doesn't make sense. Why would you not kick me out? Maybe they like felt sorry for me. Like they were like, oh, well, you know, he's just a troubled one. And they expected better from you or something. But either way, the argument was sound. And yeah, they didn't want to kick you out after that.
I have a scene that I'll never forget out of my head. And you may not like this scene, but because it is a sad, really bad scene. I heard a beep, 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 like an alarm going off. And I walked out and it was you and your breathalyzer. And you were out cold, popcorn all over the floor, hung over, while your breathalyzer, the thing you need to breathe into and be sober for, is freaking the fuck out. And I'm like,
good times, man.
I don't know. I don't think a bucket of water would have woken him up. Like, it was bad. I'm like, and I'm sad, like 18 maybe. I'm like, Mom.
Yeah, just to give you guys kind of an idea of how bad it was.
It was bad.
Yeah. So I actually ended up messing up on probation, obviously.
Yeah.
Then they told me that I needed rehab unless I wanted to go to jail. So I went to rehab for a month, and when I got back, they said, we're also going to add a year to your probation. I said, fuck you, take me to jail. And I went to jail for a month, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Really?
You guys lived very different lives.
Very.
How far apart are you again?
4 years.
4 years.
It's easy to
like
remember.
3.5, but yeah.
I do know, like, we didn't get to go to middle school together, right?
Yeah.
Because 6th grade, as soon as I go into 6th grade, he goes into 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd be going to high school right when I go into middle school. And I remember Dustin was very excited about me going to the same high school as him because Dustin was the king. He was the king of high school, very popular, threw all the parties, knew everyone, did everything.
I will say I was not the king. Like I wasn't really there was, you know, there's like the preps, the jocks who originally were like the kings. But then you get into high school, people start doing drugs.
Okay, so it's not Mean Girls, right? Mm-hmm. But you do have your kings of high school, right? Dustin was one of them.
I was just one that knew everyone. I was not a king. I just knew everyone. And I was the party guy. Yeah, I was the party guy.
Sure. Well, I do remember Dustin was very excited, and this is what you said to me. When I go to high school, we'll be in high school together. You'll be a 12th grader. I'll be a 9th grader. We've never gotten to go to school together as adults because elementary school doesn't count. I'm in 1st grade, you're in 5th. What are we going to do? I'm like, right. I'm in 5. And you were excited. You're like, I'm going to pass the torch to you. I'm like, what?
I remember saying, God, I was so stupid. Dude.
Like, what the fuck does that mean? But, you know, me being an 8th grader, I remember going back to my 8th grade friends being like, yeah, my brother smokes weed. Yeah, I've smoked weed before. Yeah, it's whatever. I was like, that was because it was cool. It's 8th grade.
I remember thinking smoking weed was cool, dude. I thought I was the coolest fucking person. I was like, Snoop Dogg ain't got shit on me. Yeah,
so
I remember.
You got sent to the Christian school to
because of me.
Be away from him.
To be away from public school.
His
parents were under the idea that public school was going to destroy him.
So, so Dustin does something really fucked up. And my childhood friend, Tyler, had a very, very Christian family. And Tyler he knew growing up that in 9th grade, he's going to Brentwood Christian, right? It's the high school I went to. And he was so scared he's going to go alone. And then, so mom and dad are in the kitchen, and Tyler, being over at my house every day, overhears some next fucked up thing Dustin has done.
Yeah, it was pretty constant.
It was. And I went to Tyler's house every day. Dustin had Woody, I had Tyler. They were our neighbors. We walked to their houses.
You got to explain who Woody is, because if you just say Dustin as Woody, like, Woody was my best friend. His name was Woody.
Yeah, Dustin had his best friend growing up. I had mine. Again, we walked to the house. But point is, Tyler knew our family very well. He knew Dustin very well. And he heard our mom and dad having an argument about Dustin. And if you can imagine an 8th grader saying, well, there's this private Christian school that I will be attending, and it might fix all of your problems. You could send him with me. So Tyler scams my parents, convinces my parents to send me to this private Christian school with Tyler to basically, Dustin caused a problem. Tyler came up with the solution. And that's why I went to that school.
Do you think you still would have been streaming if you hadn't gone there? or do you think that was actually a big impact? Because I feel you were not like a loser. You had friends.
Yeah, I did.
And then you went to a school.
No one believes me.
No one.
No one believes me. I tell them I was very popular in school.
The friends you were with were literally the most popular kids when they got to high school.
Yes.
Like, they were like the jock. You were part of the jock prep crew.
I was part of any crew I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
I really was. Would I still be a WoW
Your
fan?
friend Ben ended up being like the starting quarterback and actually went on to like be a quarterback
baseball.
in college. Baseball?
No, he played baseball in college, and Ben was him and I competed in baseball.
Yeah.
I remember at one point him and I had an argument. I'm getting so sidetracked. Fuck. What was I saying?
A lot to talk about.
There are plenty, I guess. Fuck, where was I? I don't want to talk about Ben. There was something else I was talking about. Where
what
were
you
we?
talking about?
How you ended up going to
Christian school.
Yeah.
I messed up. You went to Christian school. You didn't have any friends. I asked you, would you still be into streaming?
Okay, would I still be into streaming? That's where we were. Yeah, I don't know. I know that in 8th grade, my tism had already set in.
Got it.
I stopped going to Tyler's house. I didn't give a fuck anymore. Like, it was snowing outside. In Texas, if it snows, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I remember when it snowed, and that was like when something with WoW was happening. It was Burning Crusade.
BC released, and we forced Mom to drive and get it.
In the snow. I remember this very, very,
yeah,
very
it was
specifically.
terribly unsafe. But
man.
we got Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
We got that shit. But, like, my tism was set in, so it's hard for me to... I do remember... Okay, so my friend Ross... he had some high school party that was down the road. He's like, hey, you want to come to it with me? And I remember going, I think I was in 9th grade. I had just went to the private Christian school. So I was like, oh, I get to go see all the friends I would have kept had I went to public school. I got there and I thought, this sucks. I want to go home and play WoW. It's just better. This is stupid. And so I want to say no, but you never know. Things could have been so different, but if I went to a public school, I definitely would have been asked to go out and do a lot more. Would I have done it? I don't know.
I think you probably would have, to be honest.
Maybe.
What was the game that you think started? Was it Warcraft 3 maybe?
Dude, yeah, because you were playing Warcraft 3.
Tower
Remember
Defense,
when I like really
something like
wanted
that?
to get on the computer all the time, so I told you Warcraft 3 was giving you viruses when you did like a
Yes.
certain type of game.
Yeah.
And you never believed me.
all
I don't
custom
think you
games.
ever. I think you fell for it for a little, and
Custom
then you found
games-
out I was an idiot.
Custom games, yeah.
Frozen TD or something?
Plenty. Okay, so I want to say we played PC games. We played Worms, and we played a lot of Empire Earth.
Uh huh.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember Dad got that game for himself.
Yeah, he never played them. I don't think Dad knows how to use a keyboard still. But then when we got Warcraft 3, that is when the tism set in, for sure. Like, we're talking, I don't want to go to sleep anymore because I want to stay up and play this game. But Dustin convinced Mom, and that's who really made all the decisions while we're that young, that every custom game I downloaded in Warcraft 3 was a virus, and I was breaking the computer.
Oh, dude, I just made it up.
He just made that up.
I didn't want you playing anymore.
Oh, that's funny.
Made it up entirely. And so now...
God, y'all are getting a real good idea of how I was.
he just did it to fucking fuck with me. And yeah, I mean...
Yeah, for the Zoomers, there used to be a time when there was only one family computer in the whole house.
No, really. We only had,
we
only had one. Did we have 2 computers?
We did at one point, but we shared a WoW account.
We shared a WoW account. Yeah,
that was brutal. That was difficult. Oh, God.
Especially because at the beginning, I was really into WoW. I had my own guild with Woody. We were running Blackwing Lair.
Do you remember Camp Buckner?
Yes. Dude, that's like some of my best childhood memories.
Yeah, so I remember we went to Camp Buckner one time. So this is a camp we went to. And one time, him and I went separate weeks. For whatever reason, I don't know why. But I remember being at Camp Buckner, and I was so excited to come home to see if Dustin got an epic.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the color purple.
Yeah.
I think it's because we had just started raiding, too.
I was so fucking excited to get home and see my brother's account and see how geared he was. But keep in mind, I also played his mage a lot. Dustin scammed me again. I ended up stealing gold from him. Like, I want to say 80 gold. And I bought Terran Icebreaker. Probably one of the worst epics in World of Warcraft.
I remember
But
this.
epic, nonetheless. So
Yes.
I wanted it. And I bought it from my warrior named Kendall's. Dustin caught me and found out I stole his gold and said, you know what? You have to farm money on my mage all of Christmas break. I farmed him, I want to say 1,000 gold.
Hey, bro, get that money.
And you probably enjoyed it.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I sucked ass at it. And I remember Woody came and he watched me farm, and he's like, I can tell it's not Dustin because you suck. That struck so... Woody will never know how deep that struck
that's crazy
me.
to even think about. That's crazy to even think that at one point I was better than you.
Woody will never know that. If Woody never said that to me, I may have never gotten good at the game.
Damn, it really pushed you that hard, huh?
Life-changing moment.
Fucking pissed me off that he could tell that it wasn't you. And I was so mad. I quit my warrior and I made a druid. And that's when I made my fucking druid. Was the fact that I couldn't farm gold as well as Dustin. Or I didn't do the AoE pools as well. It's not even my character. No shit. I'm still pissed about it.
Dude, and the crazy thing is, you know how easy it was? You literally would just pull a bunch of people, Frost Nova them, keep them in one spot, Arcane Blast, or Arcane Explosion, sorry. Arcane
and
Explosion.
The thing is, that's bad. That's not even how you do it anymore.
It was how you did it, though.
Yeah, at the time.
That was definitely
Cone of Cold and you
then.
just Arcane Explosion. Now
No, you didn't even have Cone of Cold. I was Arcane Fire.
So you just Blast
I
Wave?
Palm Pyroed and I just Arcane Explosion.
Okay, Palm Pyro was single target.
No, I'm saying for AoE, I did Arcane Explosion. But basically, I was Arcane Fire, and I would just sheep and blow people up. That's it.
That is so bad.
It's before people knew how to play the game.
I know,
you
God, I wish I could go back.
It's just
and...
a solved game.
I will say this, then it wasn't bad. I was one-shotting everyone.
I know, it's not hard to one-shot. I know, you're right.
I miss those early days so much. I remember me and my friend, I was playing a druid, and he was a paladin. He was going on his hammer quest, and we were alliance, and you had to walk into horde territory to Shadowfang Keep, and we're like literally, and we're on a PvP server, and we're hiding in bushes, and he's a paladin, and he has detect undead on, thinking that like it'll detect the undead players in Silverpine Forest and all this stuff.
Oh my God,
like that is like.
Everyone was.
I miss when the game was like that though. Like I wish I knew nothing.
It's not what the game was; it's how people were when it came to games. It's very different.
We may as well. We talked about the wallet clip a bunch, so maybe we should just pull that one up.
And then in the YouTube edit, we can just fast forward and then rewind time and just connect it all together.
Hell yeah! The magic of the edit.
It's true.
Let's hope this works.
Don't do anything stupid.
Oh my God, I'm so
Hazmat. Oh, I didn't get him.
Damn.
Why are you stealing from your little brother, dude? So how can you possibly pay him back when you are a fucking loser, okay, and you work minimum wage jobs? Drug dealer scum who's been to jail. I'm tired of you fucking picking on my best friend, dude. Like, you gotta leave him the fuck alone and find your own things, okay?
A lot of girls I have zero.
Wait, pause it. Can we pause it? Was that at the house?
Go back.
Because to me, I thought it was like on Discord or something, and I don't remember this conversation at all.
Yeah, this was not. This was on Discord or Ventrilo.
Really?
Skype?
I don't remember
Maybe
this.
Skype? I don't know what we used back then. It was one of the many things.
It's always gonna start from the beginning.
I wanted to hear like my response because I don't remember that conversation at all. I was either like really drunk or just don't remember that.
You might have just not remembered it. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, like
I deserved it.
That day happened, and then everyone but you, and to be fair, good reason. Everyone else just moved on. That was all right. Next day.
Yeah, that didn't move on.
Even me, Nick, the whole stream. Next day.
You can't say. I mean, yes, you just moved on, but after that day, all of your perceptions of me, which deservedly were probably very low.
So
that wallet scene, it just okay. There's that scene of you that I told you passing on the couch with the fucking breathalyzer. That was something that was like that stuck with me.
Yeah.
You still that the only difference is that didn't happen on stream, so you didn't have a bunch of viewers looking in, judging your whole situation.
There's actually one that you didn't see that's even worse, and maybe mom and dad, if they're in chat, remember this. Like, let's just say this. Obviously, my alcohol drinking was really bad. Everything was really bad. Apparently, there was one night I came home, and like whenever I would like go to sleep at all drunk or was just really drunk, I basically would like almost sleepwalk or like drunk walk, whatever. And apparently, I came home and I started taking a piss in the kitchen. And mom and dad had to this is just hearsay because I don't remember this, but they tried to like stop me and I started running away from them.
I don't remember that. They must have kept that from me if that happened.
Probably. I mean, why would they want to tell you that?
What the fuck?
But yeah, like apparently I just started taking a piss in the kitchen and started running away from them.
What? Yeah. Okay. So I have.
Yeah.
That is entirely news to me. There was a lot that was kept from me. I think most kids once they grow up, they realize how much their parents really kept from them. Like, we've got family drama that's gone on. I had no clue. No,
I mean,
idea.
but the thing is, like, it makes sense not to tell you. Like, why would the only reason anyone would tell you that is like for gossip, and our parents aren't like gossipers.
Yeah, I guess it's fair.
There's no reason you would even.
I will say though, so when I first moved in with you, one of the first things I learned about your relationship with each other, like literally within the first 3 weeks, I learned about the wallet thing.
Yeah,
Really?
probably because I said something.
You were really drunk one night. You don't care if I say this.
Yeah,
right?
go for it. Go for it.
And you were crying.
Yep, that sounds right.
I remember we were in the living room of that house. You were crying because there was like a party or something at your house.
At my house.
Oh, it's this, and I wasn't invited.
And he wasn't invited to it.
And I was like,
And
I deserved it.
I don't know if
yeah.
you knew he wasn't or just whatever, overlooked him or whatever.
We talked about this.
And I guess a picture was like posted somewhere, Twitter or whatever. And he started crying and talking about his relationship with you and bringing up all these things about, you know, I feel like maybe Chance hates me because I was a piece of shit back in the day. And
I will say that, there's a lot of people that I'm close to, and parties get thrown at my house. I don't throw those parties.
No, we talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about
this.
But like, it's also frustrating. There's people that have been like, dude, why didn't you invite me? Because I didn't invite anyone.
That's
it's
what you
not
said.
my party.
Yep.
I just happen to live here. So you're not the only one. I'm not trying to.
It was like more though. It was more than just the party, right? It was just like a triggering.
It was a trigger.
Yeah.
It was a
Event,
trigger because,
you know what
like
I
I
mean?
said, this has affected me till this day.
Damn.
Like anytime, I don't know. I think about it all the time. It's gotten a lot better lately because like I started to look at myself and realize like I'm such a better person.
Yeah, that's
Like
10
such
years
a
ago.
better person. 10 years ago, but still it sticks with you for a while. So
Yeah.
that's one thing. Like if anyone's like treating their like little brother or doing really dumb shit, you're gonna regret it. I'm just letting you know.
There's this may not make you feel better. I treated Samantha like shit.
No,
Not
no,
to your
not
extent.
even- no.
Okay.
No.
Not to your extent, but it's just something about. Maybe it's just I don't know what it is.
You might have just like wanted, like you saw me being the older brother, and then you thought, oh, I should pick on her because I'm the older one.
Yeah, I'd call her names, but I never like.
Yeah, that's
fair.
all you
I never
did.
grabbed her in the chair and then fucking threw her on the ground and then told her wanted to touch the camera. I never did that. But yeah, no, I mean it's if it makes you feel better, like I said multiple times, I've forgiven you for that like way fucking long ago.
Right.
You want to pull up the
Wait,
another-
we should finish the clip.
That
That was it. Okay, we'll go to the next one.
You want to pull up the one with the kicking out?
I have not seen this.
Really?
This is gonna be very.
This is like when I first streamed.
Might be hard to hear with the headphones on.
It's fair that just given my actions and things that I've done in the past that you should do. Hey, I'm just as human as the next person, okay? And the way and who I am is influenced by my past experiences. And the crap I went through with you has made me the person I am now. I just can't handle going through that crap again.
It's not the clip. It's just the way it was
Especially
recorded.
with the chance. At least give him one try. Please. One try what? If it messes up again even a little bit, then yeah, go ahead. But right now you can't. He's even about to move to Michigan. Don't keep him out. I know. I'm just saying go. Don't keep him out and make him stay in a hotel right now. Like important. Not that easy. There's all his money's in a PayPal account. You can't just. You gonna go talk to him?
Look at the quality.
Oh my god.
Well, honestly, I didn't mean for that to be on stream, but I guess my dad didn't realize that I was streaming, and he just sat down, so...
The quality's horrible. I don't know how well you could hear the sound.
It's a recording of a recording. So
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, even then, oh my god, what room was that?
That was the one closest to the stairs.
Yeah, that
we
was.
switched all the rooms. So.
I forgot that you were in that room streaming for a while.
Dude, like a week or two.
I
And
know,
then
but I remember
bad
you-
stuff happened. Yeah.
Oh my god. Damn, I heard in there like, oh, his money's in a PayPal account, like because we talked about it, fake money, not real. I don't believe it until you actually pay a bill with that money. It's nothing. That's kind of like the mindset. Oh my god, that was nostalgic as fuck. I like seeing that.
Even though you could barely hear it, but
I mean, I could hear some key words. You can hear the argument, and that's you telling Dad like, how are you like after everything I've done, how are you gonna kick out
Exactly.
Dustin, right? Or kick out Chance? And I heard he's moving to Michigan anyway. I heard that as well because I was already planning on moving in with Nick.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That was cool. I don't know how y'all found that.
It's like
I don't know.
Someone had the clip and screen recorded Dustin's stream. Because you could see the chat and stuff on the side, and it's like the
5
Twitch
pixels.
UI, right? So yeah.
God.
Dude, we've had the whole family, and this is the first time I think there's been a stream where the entire family has come and chat. Ryan, well, not the entire family, but
Everyone
Ryan,
who's involved.
Mom, and Dad all came in the chat.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What? It is weird that our whole so like from my perspective, it is a weird, surreal thing that everyone, I want to say in my like close relative family, besides Samantha, I'd say, are involved with Twitch. Because I've always kind of just been doing my own thing. You know, I just play video games. I play WoW. I don't talk to anyone about World of Warcraft because they don't give a shit. And
well, Mom and Dad, I can say, are because of me. Ryan was just himself.
yeah.
But I got Mom and Dad on it.
Yeah, your mom judged my fashion show last month.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That is so
Your
funny.
dad's over here, like he'll be here like
Guitar.
3 days in a row partying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so funny. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
We actually, I'm not gonna say who it was, but your dad was here, and there was this girl here, and she didn't leave, and she kept like asking your dad to go in the hot tub and stuff, and she was like streaming.
Yeah, she was trying to clout chase.
And she was hoping like you were gonna show up here, and we're like,
she like titled her stream like with Sodapoppin's brother, dad, something.
Oh,
and
yeah,
spelled stuff
spelled
wrong.
DKane. It would like
Drake or
autocorrected
something,
DKane to
to
Drake.
Drake.
So her stream title was with Sodapoppin and Drake's dad.
Yeah.
And then someone we used to live with Clint. He invited her over, and I'm like, dude, you have to get this girl out of
Shit was
here.
hilarious. I like her, by the way. I think she's cool. I think she's cool.
Yeah, but she stayed
it
here
was
for 3 days.
hilarious, and she did just stay here for 3 days. And apparently,
What the fuck?
our dad gave birth to Drake.
Oh, that's huge.
Huge.
So wait, Drake's our brother?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Huge.
I guess, yeah.
Wait, we love that.
Hell yeah.
Maybe he'll play Fortnite with me. What the
Didn't
hell?
you? I don't know if you can talk about this, but didn't you have like an opportunity to play, like, do something with Snoop Dogg,
Yes.
and you just didn't do it?
Didn't feel
I'm
like it.
so mad at you.
There was multiple opportunities with multiple people. There was one with Shaq. Didn't feel like it. Snoop Dogg didn't feel like it. Who's the guy that did? I want to say that Bright Lights, that new song.
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd. Yeah, he was at a thing recently. I could have went and hung out with him.
Yeah, I don't feel like it.
I think that was when Classic came out. CBA.
See, that makes sense.
I'm not going. I remember my manager and my brother Ryan. Ryan actually came to my room and was like, Chance, like, I obviously don't know how much you care about this game, but I want you to understand what you're saying.
doing. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, I don't need the weekend. I don't.
Right.
I'm good. You know, I'm on track. And I'm good with maintain. I just want to maintain. I don't care to do much more than that.
I can say I've met Snoop Dogg. I booked him
really.
for a show for South by. Well, I was like one of the promoters for it. There was multiple promoters. So that was fun.
I mean,
I didn't really get to hang out with him though. It was like I said what's up, got to hit a blunt, and that was it.
And the thing is, it's like, you know, being able to say that is cool.
Yes.
But, you know, like, I would not have went, oh, the weekend, what's up, bro? Give it, like, no. Snoop
Are
Dogg.
you sure? That actually seems like exactly what you do.
Think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so, considering, you know, if I put myself in their shoes, I wouldn't give a fuck about some stupid-ass streamer kid coming over, trying to be my friend when we're entirely different lines of business, and, like, friendship is not possible, right? It's not, it's realistic.
Right.
So why would I take my day and go do something so fucking worthless?
You know what's crazy though? Like, these people are super famous, obviously. Have you noticed this? But Drake is like super famous, but he like fanboys more than anyone. Have you noticed this? I don't know if you've noticed this, but I see him at like basketball games, all excited to meet people. And have you not noticed? Has anyone else noticed that? He's
No.
like, dude, I swear he fanboys for like athletes and other people.
Really?
Have you ever been starstruck by anybody?
Yeah, Reckful. When I first met Byron, because I straight up, him and I had a very, very long conversation, but when I first met him, and I remember he complimented how how him and I met. He was like, you're really good at meeting people for the first time. Because he's like, it's such a Byron thing. He's like, it was really, really smart for you to go in for a hug right away. Really broke the ice. I'm like, who the fuck, like, who breaks down these social interactions?
That is
such
so
weird...
funny.
Yeah.
When I was working for him, he literally just called me one day and was like, Razor, I just want to let you know you're really good at your job.
Yeah.
Like, and he's so complimentary. He would make you feel so good.
Yeah. He was good at that. And, I met him at a Rudy's. I think Venruki was there. Talbadar was there. Jaxery was there. No, she wasn't. I think it was just them and Tosan. That's who it was. It was a bunch of WoW players because they lived at a place called the Skill Capped House. And I was starstruck because all of these people, when I was playing World of Warcraft, I was fanboying over seeing their characters in game. So just to give you an idea, seeing all of them in person, I'm like, holy fuck. And I was telling them, I was like, dude, you're Reckful. They're like, okay, but you're Sodapoppin. Like, you get more viewers that like all of them at the time, besides Reckful, were getting, 500 viewers, 200 viewers. Like, they were still working on making PvP videos to pay bills, essentially. And I'm like, oh, I've had a rookie. And they're like, dude, you get 10,000 viewers. What are you doing? Shut the fuck up. I'm like,
man, sometimes it's about just the passion that you have. So
and so I fanboyed over all of them. I fanboyed over meeting Swifty, just like WoW legends, essentially. Just people who had big footprints in the World of Warcraft world.
Okay, in the World of Warcraft world, out of all those people, who do you think had like the biggest impact on you or like influenced you or
in the World of Warcraft world?
Yes, like person or streamer.
Reckful. No, yeah, Reckful for sure, because him and I competed for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, we were neck and neck view count. He beat me for the longest time. And him and I never talked. This is why meeting him for the first time was such a big deal. Because him and I were view count competitors. And we both cared immensely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember the first day I beat him in viewer count. And people were like, oh, they're just playing WoW. But, like, we're playing the game.
Competing, yeah.
We're playing the game right now. And I remember I did, like, a level 1 raid. And I only like to do these once a day. And I was like 100 viewers right behind Reckful. I'm like, wait a second. If I did another one just for the shits, I'd pass him. So I did it. And then Reckful did a level 1 raid and he joined it. And we were like fucking, and I beat him me and Nick went and celebrated. And so when I went to visit Byron, or the skill capped house, right? I wasn't going just to visit Byron. It was really cool because our first interaction was talking openly about that sort of competition that him and I were having. We weren't talking to each other about it. We weren't talking to anyone else about it, but we were having that competition. So we had like this long car drive where we talked really honestly about it. And it was just one of the great, I'll never forget that conversation. So it's really cool. Now I fanboyed over him and we had some really strong heart-to-hearts. It was good.
I mean, I knew Byron really well basically just through you, but the one thing I will never forget is the last thing he said to me. And this will stick with me partially because of what we just talked about before. But he said I was one of the nicest people that he had ever met and talked to. And that was the last thing he ever said to me. And that like just stuck with me. And like, even before he passed, it was still sticking with me.
Yeah.
And then that just made it, like magnified it. So that's the last thing he said to me.
Byron definitely had, a lot of his ups and downs, but he was not afraid to just give straight up, full, blunt compliments.
Yeah.
That's something a lot of people don't do. Mm-hmm. He does. He's very not afraid to say it. With that being said, it goes the other way.
Yes.
So loved him to death. But I was one of the most interesting people. So I don't know.
In Everland, your NPC was going to be a vampire hunter.
I
don't know if you knew this, but he was writing.
Yeah. You worked for Everland for a bit.
Yeah. Your NPC was going to be like, not necessarily a vampire hunter, but like that sort of archetype. Like you're going to be like a main NPC.
Is there any possibility for it to like still be made, or is it no?
I mean, I don't want to like say too much about it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, all I'll say is that so like all the heart of it wouldn't be there. Like.
Right.
Also, I mean, all the workers have just moved on. Like.
Yeah.
Talbadar works at Blizzard now. Like, he would have been a core part of it. Me, I've moved on. There's no way I would have time to do it.
Right.
A lot of people have moved on because people got to fucking pay bills.
Yeah.
They got to do their shit. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was gonna be great. Like, we were gonna integrate it with Twitch. It was gonna, be great for chat interaction and that sort of thing. And
yeah, I was so excited.
But you know, and I don't know, I get nostalgia talking about it because like every day I was in the beta build, you know, or the alpha build or whatever, and like hearing the music. And
I'm sorry to like change. I'm making. Yeah. I have to say why I'm making weird faces.
It's all right.
I am so fucking like privileged with my chair at my house, and my fucking ass hurts ass right now. Like, well,
you're still sitting on the pillow?
I'm still sitting on the pillow, but man, my tailbone fucking hurt. Like, how do you?
Hey, by the way, just so you, I mean, everything looks good, you know, but the chairs are just regular fucking hard ass bar stools.
I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings at the bar right now.
That's just so you guys have an understanding of what he's sitting in. It's just a bar stool because this table's a little high, so we had to get bar stools, and he's just. Yeah. What kind of chair do you have? Do you have a Herman
No,
Miller?
fuck Herman Miller's, man.
Oh,
sorry, I know I was told not to touch this mic, but I just got to keep repositioning, and then I got to move the mic to readjust where I'm now sitting. But I use, and people ask me all the time for my chair. It's $2,000, so expensive, but it's from a place called Relax the Back. It's by the Best Buy that we would go to, where we bought Burning Crusade. The Best Buy we would always go to on Capitol 360, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like some Tempur-Pedic store, and I walked in there, and I was like, that chair looks really cool. Do you have it in like non-leather? He's like, yeah. And it's just some Tempur-Pedic. It's so fucking comfortable.
That sounds to me more comfortable than a Herman Miller.
Herman Millers are meant to just force you into good posture, not to be comfortable.
I remember Mark got a Herman Miller, and I was like, dude, you spent so much money on that. And then I sat on it, and I was like, why?
Yeah, no,
I mean, it's cool, you know, but not that cool.
It's really not. Herman Millers suck ass. You won't change my mind. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Just going back to the Reckful thing real quick.
I completely changed. Sorry. About chairs.
No, I was just thinking, it's actually because you're talking about a chair. There's that, like, clip of you guys on the bench together.
Yeah.
You ever, like, go back and watch it? Or because I watch that every now and then. Like, it's
I
like...
have not.
Yeah.
But I do know, I've told myself I will go back to that bench. I forget when he said we should come back to this bench. I was going to go back. Just maybe I'd do a stream, but, you know, I was just going to go back and have some type of spiritual self-reflection moment. That was in Japan, in this area where there's like deer, and they're like part of the community. Like these deer are everywhere. I mean, you see sure, we'll see a deer like on the bus ride to school, right?
All skittish.
But we're talking like these motherfuckers know how to use the crosswalk, and like they know what a red light is.
They have names?
They don't have names. I'm sure
they probably do have names.
But like the entire community is built around tourists coming in for these deer. Like every 20 feet, you've got a place to buy food to feed the deer, little crackers and stuff like that. You can just give it to them. So just to give you how many deer there are, and there was just this beautiful little kind of mini pond, and then a lake by the pond. And then we got there, and Byron, being the way he is, you know, said some, you know, very over-the-top thing like, you know what? We should come back here one day. It was very, very much puts you on the spot. He was very good at doing that. And, you know, of course, you know, he recently passed, and people saw that clip, and they're like, you know what? You should. And we were already going to do it. Him and I even talked afterwards, like, you know what? Let's come back. Let's do another Japan stream on that time. I think it was like 10 years after. I forget how long. He's like, let's come back to the bench.
I think if I remember right, he says something, we should come back here when we're old and not streaming anymore or something like that. Or
yeah, something like that. So I mean, I just put a decade in my head, you know, as not like as the number, but around that time, something like that. I was gonna go back. This is a spiritual moment, just me. Yeah. You know, maybe I'll go with people. Let's go with Vicky, right, to Japan. So I'm not gonna try and make some crazy big streamer event out of it. Maybe I will, because I might as well not, you know. Going to that bench for that day, that's a day. But you don't fly fucking overseas and just stay there for a day and then fly back.
Right.
So
I don't know if you can talk about this, but is there like any updates on like when you'll get to see her?
Vicky?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about it on stream.
Okay, fair enough. I wasn't sure. Fair enough.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I have the shirt. You had a shirt, and it's your logo, and it's the duck, and they're sitting on a bench.
Oh, it's a good one.
It's such a good shirt.
Yeah, those are some good shirts. I know there's one hoodie that I had my friend John draw. That was pretty nice. I like that one too. There's a lot of pretty good, you know, merch out there. Though obviously the funds went to charities and whatnot.
Yeah, the picture behind you, I got that from your charity.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's sick. I don't know who made that, but it was really good art. And solid.
Yeah, I love that picture.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
We got into the Byron thing. You get emotional. You know?
Yeah.
it's yeah.
And I honestly, like, I feel like I don't have much of a right to even talk about it. I can, like, say, like, his last words to me, but, like, I didn't know him well enough like you did. You knew him better than I did. So, like, I almost feel, like, guilty talking about it, you know?
I've had conversations with people. I don't like. I mean, this is a time and a place, right? It's a podcast where you talk openly, you know.
Right.
But on my stream, for example, you know, someone will donate or talk to chat, like, hey, how do you talk about Byron? Why don't you talk about Byron? And I'm like, no, this isn't. No, not right now. Like, and they want me to do it every day because, like, they just saw some videos, like, hey, I want to talk about Byron. Can you make the whole stream? No, not right now. But in a podcast, yeah, I'll talk about it openly. You know, it happened. It happened.
Right.
To pretend like it didn't. Because, you know, for the sake of, you know, of emotions and shit, no.
What was your favorite part in Japan when you guys went?
I wouldn't say, if I had to think of my favorite moment in Japan.
Yeah.
At the time, I would say my favorite moment, it might have been drifting. That comes to mind really quickly, but there was so many.
Wait, drifting?
Yeah, so
I didn't see all of it. What do you mean drifting?
We went drifting. We were just walking around, and I forgot his name. I feel so bad, but he was another content creator himself. He's like, listen, hey, I know all the people that drift here in Japan. I can get you guys. And we went to this big event. We're just in Japan. You just walk everywhere, right? You don't like, oh, let's get in the drive and drive, 30 miles. We just fucking got on the train and we ended up at this big drift event, and the guy's like, yeah, we'll get you in. So we just skipped the whole line. And of course, as we're getting ready to drift, we're waiting for the people currently drifting to finish, and we're just going to skip the whole line. Everyone thinks we're famous as fuck. Like, we're talking, for all they know, they could have thought I was Keanu Reeves, right? They have no idea. And one lady, this woman was in her 40s, handed me her baby and said, can I take a picture of you holding my baby?
Wow, dude.
There's a clip of it too. I'm like, what? So I did that.
Is that a moment in your career you'll always remember? The first time someone asked you to, like, hold or sign their baby?
Yeah, but I felt like, what's that? Sign my baby. What's the Will Ferrell movie?
Yeah,
Shake and
Anchorman.
Bake?
Is it Anchorman?
Maybe it was Anchorman. Maybe it was the...
No, you're right. It's Talladega Nights.
Yeah, whatever. So the thing is, she has no idea who the hell I am. And I thought that was so funny.
Did you sign her baby?
No, but I took a picture with it and I smiled. I was like, okay, whatever, the thumbs up. Wow. So, and then we went drifting, and that was cool. But my favorite thing about Japan was simply just the fact, and it wasn't all just, hey, vacation, right? It was all about the stream. It's all about making the stream entertaining, doing things that are entertaining for the stream. That's priority number one. But one thing that Byron and I both mutually understood was, like, it's also real life and there's downtime, and that's just how it is. I appreciated the moments where we were on, like, a bullet train. We're traveling to a location. We don't need to turn the stream off. We don't need to do anything. Let's just take a nap for half an hour. That's fine.
Yeah, you just kind of just flowed.
Yeah, real. That's real life. And obviously, the people aren't viewers like, man, I really appreciate how real you guys are. But, like, at the same time, it just was that relief that we're both okay with those moments. Because I don't get that much with other streamers nowadays. Other streamers nowadays, they stress me out because of how stressed they are.
Right.
Like, we need content. We need something going on all the time. And with Byron, we didn't have that. Of course, when we're on, let's do things. Let's make it fun. Let's try to make the whole stream entertaining. But downtime is okay because it fucking happens. Yeah. And that's what I appreciated the most about going to Japan, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that, especially as an IRL streamer, actually. Yeah. I mean, downtime's just, it's going to happen. And I will say, that's a little different. You had someone to bounce off, and it's completely unrelated. But, like, when I was IRL streaming, when I was by myself, if I had downtime for an extended period of time, then I'd start to stress. So. Yeah.
No, and you're right, too, because it matters.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, realistically, it does. But, again, it made Japan a hell of a lot more fun just having someone that didn't give a fuck. Because truth be told, we were in a position where we didn't have to.
Right?
Lucky us. I was sitting there. I went from in Japan, I want to say 15,000 subs By the end of it, I had 4,000, and I wasn't phased. Whatever, And Byron was in the same mind. Byron, I don't think Byron really had any subs to begin with because he wasn't as consistent as I was, so he didn't really have a lot of subs or whatnot. But he was also dropping, no donos, none of that.
I mean, you had a completely different stream time and everything, so
yeah. Everything was kind of, but also, IRL streaming just doesn't get you subs and donos.
That's unless so true. It gets you donos in certain aspects, but I didn't get a lot of subs.
Yeah. But that's something that's actually been like, whenever I do like a charity stream, or most streamers would know what I'm talking about, you want someone that is there specifically on camera, available, like on the computer, that will see donations, because there's something that ticks in like a donator's brain. If you have someone there, they know it's going to get read instantly. They get that instant satisfaction. So when you're doing, charity fundraisers, you want to somehow make it like a desk stream. Even though IRL content's more entertaining, you kind of somehow have to make it a desk stream as well if you really want to like actually reach a goal.
I did some charity streams with you. I remember how we did it. It was still IRL-ish, but you had like your PC and like it's like what you do.
Well,
with like the fashion show and things like that.
Some of those IRL streams were learning experiences. Keep in mind,
hey,
like,
they were good.
Yeah, they were. Like, there's a lot of changes I'd make to a lot of the streams that I've done. Charity specific ones, I would change a lot. I could have made a lot more money for the charity. I could have made it a lot more entertaining. There's one thing that I've learned is you can definitely have too many people at an event.
Oh yeah.
Like 5 at most. And then even if you're bringing in like some of the biggest streamers ever, like 50 of the biggest streamers ever, all you're really getting is their drone viewers that are going to show up just because they're streamers there, but no one's going to talk about it. No one cares. It was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Things like that. You just
and everyone on the stream is going to be trying to get their time in, right? So that people see them, right?
Yeah.
So if you have too many, the dynamic of,
It's a weird thing to think about, because it's like you're trying to maintain this like, hey, we're streaming, we're just kind of hanging out. We're not trying to make it too businessy, but you have to like pick up on that weird shit and like recognize that the priority number one here is the stream is fun to watch and it's good. And then you're trying to also to maintain that genuinity of like, hey, we're just hanging out, we're just chilling, but you're not.
Yeah.
Right? It's weird getting into those dynamics.
You kind of have like this reputation for being someone who kind of do whatever they want on stream.
Very few people can do that, yeah.
Yeah. So do you notice with some of your friends, maybe they are more stressed out about their streams, anything like that? Do you ever talk to them about that? Give them advice or?
They're right to be stressed out. Like, I think there's like some dish soap in the cup.
There probably is.
Mixing, okay.
No, there shouldn't be, but
there's some weird, like, just smell the cup. Can you smell the cup? Like, you don't have to sip it or anything. Just sniff inside there and tell me what you smell.
Wine,
but you smell what I'm smelling?
Yeah, like really clean plastic.
Is that what that is? Am I just that fucking privileged that I haven't drank
it? That's like really clean. Do you want me to get you a glass?
It's okay. I'll get
you a glass.
I'll drink out of the sippy cup. Give me. What did you ask me?
I did get him a glass.
You did, but
I know, but he put Sprite in it. Dude.
Yeah, I fucked up. What did you ask me? I got distracted from the smell.
Just you probably have friends that are not in the same position you are, where they have to every day do something different, or they constantly have to drive themselves. And I'm sure you have to do that a little bit, but you are kind of in this position where you could play 30 indie games one day and people will watch you.
Well, okay, so my response, if like I had a friend who was in the mindset you're talking, and they said, I wish I could do everything. I cannot do whatever I want. I can't. I can do a hell of a lot more than everyone else. I can do, oh, hell yeah. What is this?
Is that just water?
Oh, it's water. Okay. Fancy water. But
you got okay, dude. Now you have a plastic cup with wine in it, a champagne glass with water in it, and a wine glass with Sprite in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally
I
something
am letting
you would do.
him break the table rules.
What table rules?
I don't let my D&D players have any liquids that are not in a cup holder.
Oh, fuck.
Don't worry about it.
No, you could break the rule.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
We just said you can do whatever you want and get away with it. So
you're damn right.
True.
But what was I saying? I mean, I can do a hell. Like, I still have to stay somewhat in my lane, right? Like, I love, and I get really annoyed Warcraft 3 is one of my favorite games to play, for example. And, you know, when I play Warcraft 3, it's for me. And people are like, oh, but I love watching you play Warcraft 3. So, but the thing is, most people don't. And you see it in the number. The number tells you that, listen, this is not helping your channel. It doesn't. And I'll do it anyways. But every now and then, you know what? I'm not going to fucking do that. You know what? Let me get back in my lane and let me do the things that work, right? Let me play the games that work. And so if someone came up to me like, listen, I can't do as much. Well, then that's the reality. You got to fucking do what works. And if you want to try and do something else, you can, but recognize when it stops working. Is that fucked up?
No.
Is
not
that
at all.
That's just the reality.
So besides WoW, what would you say is like your most successful like go-to, like I know this will work type stream?
VR chat, maybe?
I mean, no, not even VR chat sucks. VR
one-on-one viewers, maybe
1v1ing viewers, sure, but I would say like I've got things I can use in my back pocket, right? If I went back to GTA RP, obviously it would do well,
dude.
If I played Sims, that would do well. If I did a 1v1 viewers, that'll do well. So there's things in my back pocket that'll do very well, but when it comes to the games that do well, fuck, I can't tell you what games will do well, but if you showed me a trailer, I would say yes or no.
God of War, the new one.
That'll do great.
Yeah.
For the one person at the top of the section.
Will that be you?
No.
Oh.
Out of curiosity, if you went back to something like GTA RP,
sure.
The last 2 times you did it, you put yourself in a position where you were like working a job.
Yeah. Well, I preferred it that way.
Yeah.
I wanted the genuine downtime. Like I remember talking to Wise Guy. He's one of the GTA RP devs, and he was like, I told him I would love to work at this burger joint, and he's like, are you sure? Like, you understand, the people that worked at the burger joint on the last server did a whole lot of fucking nothing all day. I was like, I know.
That's great.
That's what I want. I want to just sit there and like watch YouTube videos. You know, a glorified just chatting section sounds great and easy with the occasional moment, and I love that.
I'm still so upset about GTA RP. We had that whole storyline going, and then the winter storm hit. I blew up Burger Shot. Dude, I missed it, dude. Like we didn't even plan it. We just took like one of them semis, like with the fuel on it, and just went into Burger Shot and then shot it and blew it up.
How crazy is it though? You were playing a manager of Burger Shot, right?
Yeah.
And the conclusion to that ends with like in GTA's like version of the Hollywood Bowl, you're in like this like big fight with the Roosters Rest, right?
Yeah.
That was like that. It's amazing, like what happens on like to me it's some of my favorite content on Twitch.
You have to, and this is a really hard thing, and I praise Coil for this and all of the other GTA RP devs. You do have to put the right, most entertaining people in the positions to make good content. And you have to be the people that are willing to, and some of the most entertaining stuff, in my opinion, that comes out of GTA RP are you need those boring fucking moments. You need someone who genuinely just fucking works a burger joint. And yet that's the foundation. Someone willing to do it, that's also like willing to drive a storyline and make stupid shit happen. Like I'm sitting there, I want to lose. And like fucking GTA RPers will say like all the time, like, yeah, I'm okay with losing. No, they're not. No, when it really happens, no, they want to win. And they're fucking all stupid as shit.
Wait, what does win mean?
Winning in RP. So let's say your situation, right? Remember how at one point we had you like on the roof and we were detaining you and like beating the shit out of you?
Yep.
That's losing.
Oh, yeah, no, I wanted to lose there. I had no other choice.
And that's fine. You didn't have any other choice. But sometimes, people really fucking want to win, and then
losing is the most fun.
No, losing is definitely, yeah, that's great.
And
that's content.
People will all say that, and then they get in a position where they lose, and they have Twitch chat laughing at them, because GTA RP viewers are some of the dumbest human beings on planet Earth.
Bruh.
That cat is so cute. I don't know. So I do miss GTA RP, but at the same time I don't, because that burger joint turned into the biggest leech fest I've ever dealt with, and it became very frustrating because I can't accuse everyone of just being some fucking prominent leech instantly, but that's how it comes off. Because I'm in the middle of like, example, let's use Dustin. Dustin genuinely just happened to, for whatever reason, his storyline genuinely formed into the situation where he's driving a semi.
Oh, it was on purpose. I blew up your shop.
I know, but it wasn't just forced.
No,
it wasn't forced.
it wasn't
there was
forced.
reasonings for it, right? So from my perspective, I'm sitting there in the middle of this big RP moment, and then a big fucking truck comes through. I hate you, Kevin. I'm like, I'm in the middle of something else. And then as soon as I'm going to there, now the cops are coming in. Kevin, what's going on? I'm like, guys, everyone shut up. What the fuck's going on? I've got 15 different fucking storylines.
Yeah.
And I cannot deal with this. Everyone is a fucking leech. Like, that's the mind. I don't like thinking like that. But with most of them, I'm right.
No, I mean, think about it. In GTA RP, people would just look for the biggest streamers and try and create some sort of storyline for them because that's what's going to make their shit take off. And it was pretty obvious.
It's just
I
that's just
will
how it
say,
is.
I mean, I'm not going to say I was like guilty of exactly that, but yeah, I wanted to get viewers, but I did it because I thought it would be hilarious to fuck your shit up.
I mean, you're also like
Your brother.
You're also my brother.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought it would be hilarious to literally blow up your store. So
a lot of people, man, it's fucked up to think that way, but at the same time, it's like, know what you can get away with,
right.
And a lot of people, especially in an environment where, truth be told, these people streaming this GTA roleplay game, a lot of them, it's their job, so they want to do a great job. How do they do a great job? Get the best job in the game. It's so weird. It is a weird fucking environment, and I'm not surprised it turns out the way it does a lot.
Yeah, I was nervous to stream it. I used to play it off stream. I think I streamed it once.
I remember I was throwing because I ended up being a club promoter. I don't know if you knew that.
In GTA?
Yep.
What the fuck?
I ended up being like a party promoter. I did like a party on the yacht. I said it was my yacht, and somehow everyone believed it was my yacht. So we threw a party on the yacht, and then it got robbed by pirates. It's freaking crazy.
What
and
the
then
fuck?
the one time I hung out with you, I was throwing a party at what's the club?
One of the club.
One of the clubs.
The one that looks like the martini glass.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
I don't know. Whatever that was. I threw a party there, and you came in, and like you were like some nerdy kid.
As an
and you were like
underage drinker.
And you told
Yeah.
me you were underage, and I was like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, it was great. I got hired at Burger Shot by
Yeah, it was
the
Bahama
owner.
Mama. It was Bahama Mama.
The
That's right.
owner. I was just standing around Burger Shot,
Yeah.
and nobody was working. It was like the first few days of the server.
Really?
Nobody was working. He hired me. I didn't have prio at the time.
I hired you?
No, the like, who was the
Wise guy?
admin that was like?
Wise guy. I forgot his character in game, but
He also did the casino.
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's Wise guy. Oh, fuck, is it
Yeah,
Wise?
nobody was there, so he's like,
Dean
"You
Watson?
work here now."
Dean.
Chat name.
He's like, "You work here now."
Was it Wise guy? Why did I think it was?
And then I made it my goal to become the accountant. So I made a PowerPoint about how to sell more burgers, and I kept leaving it in the store. And I also made a survey that I kept dropping everywhere about people's service, and it had like ridiculous questions on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, GTA RP. If you manage to get in, obviously everyone wants to fucking get in, but if you get into No Pixel, it never goes the way you think it will.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
It
it was going so well for me, and then that winter storm hit and messed all my storylines up, and then like I basically started over because I wasn't someone that like had someone to go live with every day. Like my best friend in the game didn't have prio, so I wasn't sure if he was going to be there, and if he wasn't there, then I was just doing my own thing. But I was like cool with everyone, but I didn't have like that person to just bounce off all the time. So once all my storylines got messed up, I basically like had nothing to do, started from scratch, and I was like, nah.
Makes sense.
All right. Why don't we pull up? We brought a VR chat a little. There was a time your dad played
Oh,
VR
let's
chat,
go. Oh, he knows this.
and
That was funny.
I think you guys were drinking or something.
I wasn't there. I was playing VR chat at my house, and Dad was at your house.
Yeah.
I think the clip is called "Pussy." Yeah.
To your health, son.
To our health. Want that?
Uh-huh. But
Take this. There you go.
okay, Gee, my son's a pussy.
Yeah. It's true.
A lot came out of that, right? He went on a date with Murder Crumpet, I think, right? And
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
You know he still asks about that.
I know.
Dude, that is the funniest thing. He thought Murder Crumpet sounded so hot. Oh, so funny, dude.
I
And
mean-
they ended up going on a date. What happened in that date? It was just normal, I think.
I mean, you want to call it normal? It was.
Yeah, it was normal for what it was.
It was a Rafflegator fucking dating show. Like everything was just played up because we're just trying to fuck with Sodapop or our dad, rather, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out, they fucked with him. And then I asked Dad afterwards. I was like, Dad, did you know? And I don't know if he knew.
Yeah, I don't think he knew.
I mean, I think
he knew after. I don't think he knew before.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he probably did. I don't think he did. Dude. Is whiskey being difficult?
I feel like he's going to unplug something. Bro.
But yeah, we sent Dad on a date with Crumpet, and Crumpet has, I guess, like a feminine voice. Everyone who meets Crumpet at some point,
he
accidentally says like, calls him her or she.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, I've done it too. So, you can send Crumpet on a date and pretend to be a girl and just what's the word for that?
Catfish?
Catfish him, I guess. Yeah.
Catfish. Yeah.
So he got catfished, and it's just funny.
Yeah, it was definitely very, very funny.
So Dad does still.
And the fact that he kept going on with it and just kept going on the date and still brings it up is so funny to me.
Dad wanted me to buy him VR. And I think I did.
No, he has a whole room ready for it.
I know. I have the VR. I just have to give it to him.
He literally has an entire room he cleaned out, ready to set up a VR setup in there.
Actually, I take that back. I don't know if I have the VR. I have to buy another one because I think I gave one to Rob. Because Rob, something in it, he needed a cable. And this cable is very specific for VR. He's like, I need it now. Because, he streams VR. He needs it. I'm like, okay, yeah, here, just take the box. Mm-hmm. He still has that box. I bet he just uses the whole damn thing at this point. So I just need to get another one. But next time I was going to see him, I was like, here you go, Dad. But then if we give it to him, he doesn't know how to set it up. So I got to go down there and set up VR for him. I just don't have the time because I'm so fucking busy these past, the rest of this month. And after that month is Wrath. Oh, God.
Yeah, you're about to be real busy.
I know.
Are you excited for Wrath?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm excited. I'm also a little worried just to see how things go, because our guild is fucking stupid. Bringing back, we have a bunch of GTA RPers playing, and
are you Alliance?
Yeah. I played Horde all of Classic and BCs. It's Alliance. And we did one raid, and Vigors, our raid leader, was very adamant on guys, this is not the start. We're just doing this for gear. We're not doing because we're gonna role play and be stupid and dish out punishment pizzas to people in raid. And despite saying that this isn't one of those raids, let's just play it normally, they couldn't help but fucking role play in the middle of the. They couldn't not do it, and the raid took forever. We have one of our players, Burn, started role playing that he broke his leg. And he wouldn't stop roleplay walking. Roleplay walking, you move so slow. So we had to delay everything, every wipe, so he could roleplay walk back. And then he's like, listen, I can't, unless you cast regrowth on my leg, I can't do it. So
that's funny, though.
That's one person. And this is when we're not starting yet. Right? And when we start, not only is there going to be a bunch of fucking role players, but also there's going to be punishments. So Vigors, our raid leader, has removed VKP. It's called.
He's your raid leader?
Yes.
Nice.
He's removed VKP. VKP is our currency of being able to obtain loot as he sees fit, because I drank an orange soda. You offered me a Sunkist, and I declined it, because if I drank a Sunkist, I would lose gear in the upcoming Wrath of Lich King expansion.
Wait, what?
I'm not allowed to drink orange soda.
Gamified.
I'm serious.
Life.
That's stupid.
It's really stupid.
And there's a million other stupid fucking things out there that I'm not allowed to do. And it's just, I'm worried because it's just going to be so fucking dumb.
Like what?
Well, okay, let's say you mess up. Let's say there's a common mechanic where someone gets a debuff and you have to run out of the raid, right?
Yep.
It's very common. Lots of bosses do that. Let's say you get the debuff and you fuck up and you don't run out of the raid and everyone dies because of you.
Yep.
Now, you're going to have to eat a punishment pizza. Punishment pizza. You go to Domino's.com. We call it Dommies for short. And you have to order an uncut. So you know how you get the slices of pizza? You won't get slices. Uncut. Half of it must be Alfredo sauce. The other half will be buffalo sauce. We'll add anchovies, and you're gonna have to eat it.
That sounds great.
And we're gonna wait. We're raid's gonna take all day. It's easy content. It's not hard, but there will be the occasional fuck ups. And that's what Wrath of Lich King might end up being. I'm not trying to like,
dude. I want to see you eat this pizza, dude.
I'm not gonna eat it.
Yep, you're going to.
I'll leave the fucking raid. Also, I won't fuck up, right? I'm worried that everyone in like our whole guild, they're all new. Like I'm gonna sound egotistical. I'm very fucking good at the game.
Well, I mean,
but
it would be concerning if you weren't.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone else is new. They're just gonna be bad. Oh. So I'm playing with a bunch of shit fucking players.
Dude, the thing with raiding though is like, it doesn't matter how long you've been playing the game. If you're just a good listener and you know, like, just pay attention.
They're GTA role players. They don't know how to listen.
Oh, jeez.
It's gonna be awful.
They're gonna slash dance during Huygen.
Yes, they are.
They're gonna say do the Huygen dance. And they're gonna slash dance.
You're right. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so that's upcoming on the 26th, I think. And that's going to be, like, I'm worried about it. It's going to be interesting, though.
I mean, it sounds like it'll either be really good or really bad.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be one or the other.
So, Razor, is there, like, anything that we haven't brought up that we should have? I know, because I want to make sure if there's anything that we needed to talk about, we get to it, because I know we're getting kind of close to that.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's get into some other stuff. Austin stuff.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of drama lately.
Oh, God, here we go.
Okay.
Sorry, chat. Now is where we have to bait LSF clips. So, you know, a lot of going back and forth. I've seen, like, a lot of negative tweets about, like, the community here.
Sure.
And me, I'm, like, I wouldn't even consider myself, like, I'm definitely not a full-time streamer. I'm a small streamer, right? I've never felt anyone treat me like shit because I was a small streamer here. But there's a lot of like things out there.
Sure.
Like saying that like, oh, everybody here is so is there something like different going on up here?
Okay, well let's talk about the people that do say those things, right? So, I mean, xQc streams 25 hours in a 24-hour day, so he doesn't have time to actually make a lot of friends, especially like when he lived in Austin. He moved away, but when he was here, so I don't know like where you can even have an opinion on any of that
Didn't
stuff.
he say he wasn't going to shit camp because you weren't going?
He did.
Or is that not true?
He did. I wonder. I don't know his reasoning entirely for it. That was just fucking weird. That wouldn't be the first time he's decided to just not go to something that he committed to. I told the reason I couldn't go was. I mean, I have a lot of contractual hours I have to get in. Plus, Wrath came out. Right. I just don't have time to take off an entire week. That's no secret. All my viewers know I have hours I have to make up. And also, Wrath is coming out. So I told him way before, hey, I'm not going. I'm sorry. Like, I want to say, like, months before. But he just suddenly didn't go. That was weird. Like, but it wouldn't be the...
I don't know where I heard it, but I heard someone just say that... He said, "Oh, Soda's not going? Nah, I don't want to go anymore," or something.
And it, in my opinion, it is wrong for him to have done that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it is like the 50th time that he's done it. So it comes a point where it's like, you know what? Never expect him to be fucking anywhere he says he's gonna be. Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, whatever. What is that saying? Right? So
can't get fooled again.
Whatever the hell it was,
That's
right?
The saying.
And it's like, it's not like it's 2 times. I can think of like 5 off the top of my head. And you go back to the subject of like everyone Austin drama, everyone's so bad, everyone's so evil. There's some, like I mentioned earlier, there are people that have been upset they weren't invited to parties, like even at my house and other people's houses. And they're like, well, you were there. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't do the inviting.
Yeah.
Right. And so they feel left out. And then maybe they get emotional or in the moment. Maybe they're fucking drunk. I don't know. Right.
Yeah, we have
and they send out a tweet. And then, of course, people take that tweet and they take a lot from it. Subtweeting, things like that goes on all the time. But, I mean, that's just not I don't know.
Yeah, because I was thinking that I think we probably throw more parties than anybody in Austin.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
for the most part.
A lot of people come to them. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter how big or small of a streamer. You know, there's people we've had to ask not to come anymore because they were weird towards people or whatever.
God.
Or any numerous things, right?
And the thing is, those people, I mean, those people that are so weird, like the people that really are, like, in my opinion, deserving of the comments, no one in this stream even knows who those people are.
Right.
They're like they get like 50 viewers maybe.
That's what I'm saying is the viewers kind of see like one view, right? Mm-hmm. And then like, but there is also there's all these social dynamics. There's probably 200 plus streamers here.
So many.
Yeah,
right?
there's so many.
And
but they're just not mainstream, right?
Yeah, and they're, and we're all friends with you. Like, I feel like I'm friends with a lot of people that like would never recognize me on like some of these other streams, and I don't really care, So I'm just curious, like where do you think this came from? Like that some people were like, oh yeah, it's super toxic. It's, they're all like backstabbing each other or whatever.
If I've picked up anything, I have seen so many streamers that lash out and say things like that, and it all, what it really stems down to? View count. View count. If it goes down, so many times where someone's just not getting as many views or someone else is getting more views and they just lash out and say something fucking stupid that's just not true because I don't know.
Man, I've gotten along with I feel like almost everyone in Austin except like a very select few. So it's hard for me to. I feel like everyone's a pretty decent person for the most part. So it's hard for me. Obviously you view count and that's gonna happen, but it's hard for me to just imagine them caring. I guess.
What do you mean?
Getting upset about something and then saying something, out of the blue because their view count's going down. It's just hard for me to imagine anyone that I know doing that.
It's different when you're on stream and you've got, tens of thousands thousands of people sitting there talking and, you're their streamer and they want you to be the cool person. You're the one who wins. You're the one who's right. And of course, everything's just a little bit more embarrassing when you've got people that are willing to laugh at you at one of your losses. So when you throw those dynamics into it, you may be a nice, great person, but you're gonna be envious. You're gonna be a bit of a bitch. You're gonna be a bit of a pussy, whatever the fuck.
Right.
So that's just kind of how it goes with people. I don't know. I look at streamers. I don't see them as I would see you, Dustin. I got Dustin, and then I've got DKane, right? And they're just so different people. Right. That's kind of how I view all streamers because it's just so much easier that way.
So they have an online persona and then they have their actual selves.
And I don't like saying persona because they are still themselves on stream for the most part. Streamers get so defensive. I'm just like I am off stream as I am on.
I feel like most people are, but the thing is they're themselves, but over exaggerated.
Sure.
Which they have to.
And you're the millionth person to say that. It's true, but it's the same thing. When we're talking to mom, I don't go to moms and start talking about stream jokes about cum and pussy.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. If I swear too much, my mom will be like, stop swearing. Does that mean I have a persona or am I fake around my mother? No. When you're on stream, you are subjected to be entertaining and fun, the most enjoyable version of yourself for that situation. Mm-hmm. So, and
they're both you.
Yeah, they're still you.
Normies have a work them and when they get home them. So it's two different people, right?
I guess. But it's I see streamers get so fucking defensive. Now I start questioning, you're so defensive about it.
Why is that? Yeah, why is that?
Speaking of though, personas versus.
I know where we're going.
Do you think? And Chad is begging for this, so.
I know where we're going.
All this stuff with with Greek, he kind of took this Andrew Tate route.
Yeah.
You were living with him not too long ago, maybe a year ago or less.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, do you think it's real? Do you think it's an act? Do you think he really feels that way? Do you think it's for clicks?
And if you don't feel like answering?
It's unfortunately sad and real, I think. Yeah. I really do. Because if you were to, there's things that Greek has said and done, in my opinion, that could justify him being dumb enough to think that doing all this fake is good, right? But I don't think he's. I look at the things okay, so if he were to be faking all of these weird takes and persona this, the way he is, right? He'd be doing it because it'd be beneficial to him.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're asking.
But it's not. I could see a world where he's being so dumb that, he just doesn't put together that it's not working. But I don't think that's the case. I think he really does truly believe and act the way he's portraying how he is right now, for sure.
Do you guys still talk?
No. There was, oh man, that's oh God. There was I don't want to talk too much.
Yeah,
about
if you
it.
don't
I really
feel like
don't.
it, then
You don't have to go too in depth.
I will say I have not talked to Greek since he left. I have not. There was a time where when he left, I thought I was talking to him because there were some issues with phones. So he was on our phone plan, right? And he left, and I think, we kicked him off the phone plan, and he was like, listen, I need to get my phone working. Okay, understood. He actually got someone else to pretend to be him to talk to me to help fix his phone.
why?
And I didn't know that I wasn't talking to him. I was like, oh yeah, sure, okay, let me help you out, because that makes sense. Let's be adults and move past this and all that jazz. I wasn't even talking to him. He got someone else to talk to me for him. It's weird as fuck, right? So that whole situation was weird. And I'm not gonna get too much more into it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into it, but yeah, I didn't expect that to come.
I mean,
it works.
I mean, the crazy thing is, I've met him multiple times, and he's always seemed pretty cool. He's only gotten kind of weird with me. Like the one time I made the diss track on him, and it wasn't even that weird. He you could just tell he was maybe a little offended, and when I asked him about it, because it was a joke, I wasn't serious about that diss track at all. But when I asked him about it, you could kind of tell there was something there, because he just he was trying to say it sucked without saying it sucked. So that's the only time. I mean, other than that, every interaction I've ever had with Greek has gone very normal. He's actually been pretty kind to me.
He's definitely a guy where it's like, hey, if you
Are
scratch my
clips
back.
really off? Sorry, I just interrupted you. I saw chat said they can't make clips.
That sucks.
Unlucky.
Damn.
No farming. No, they. It's definitely. Oh fuck! I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry, my fault.
I mean,
No,
yeah.
Oh, my asshole hurts so much. This fucking chair's so bad.
We are 10 minutes to 2 hours.
Okay.
If you
All
have
right.
any final questions, now is the time.
Well, I kind of wanted to do this little game. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, this game.
What is this game?
I want to see how well you guys know each other.
Yeah, he's just gonna
Sure.
ask a question, and we're gonna write on the board what you would put or whatever.
I mean, to be fair, Dustin and I have pretty much done our own thing for the past decade at this point.
Yeah.
And we've seen each other for family stuff.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. I keep hitting the microphone. Sorry.
They're going to be some silly.
I
silly
am beating the
You
hell
are
out of-
literally beating up that.
Yeah,
microphone.
their ears are dead. I am so sorry. Edit that out of the YouTube video for the better version. Okay.
All right. All we're going to do is I'm going to give you a question.
Sure.
You have to write what you think your brother's answer would be.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
So, very easy first one. What's your favorite dinosaur? So you write what Dustin's favorite dinosaur is. And Dustin, you write what Chance's favorite dinosaur is.
Oh, okay.
Llama requested that question, so.
That's fucking
It's a very
stupid.
llama question. Oh, and then I got to think of my favorite. Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
Reveal.
Nice.
For both.
Nice.
I just put an arrow because I think that's his favorite.
And it's my favorite as well.
Velociraptor, chat.
Easy.
Okay, easy. Easy first one. Okay. Something.
I'm actually surprised we got that.
Yeah, me too.
Because I thought, is he going to put T-Rex? There's no way you're going to do some awkward shit like Stegosaurus,
I almost, Velociraptor is it, but I almost put that one big one that comes out of the water.
Brutosaur, whatever.
I forgot what it's called.
I don't know. Either way, next question. Who cares?
Something your brother hated when they were a kid. Lots of thought going into this one.
But I know Dustin's. I don't know mine. I think I do. I'll be honest. Dustin might write something like, "Oh my God, you're right. I did hate that."
Probably. Oh, was I hitting the mic too? Shit. My bad.
Okay. All right. I got it. I just
All
put
right,
something.
they got it. Go ahead, reveal.
Dustin's was grass.
Oh, yeah, I did hate that.
Like grass?
Oh my God, Dustin is so right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being called chunts.
Or
God,
channel.
you hate it.
Chunks. It wasn't chunks. It was channels.
It was all sorts of stuff.
So we actually, our nephew.
I did hate grass, but that's not what I was thinking. But yeah, I definitely did hate grass. Apparently,
our nephew Dylan is having a gender reveal because he's having a kid, but and this Saturday. But
we're gonna be great uncles.
Yeah, we're already uncles actually.
Great uncles.
Oh, great uncles. I thought you meant just we're gonna be really good at being uncles. You're
no,
right.
That's the same tier as grandpa. Just so you guys know.
No, yeah.
But
yeah.
I bring him up because I guarantee you when I see him this Saturday, he's gonna see me like, Chance, because the whole family called me that growing up, and I would get because of Dustin, of course, and it carried over to them, and I fucking hate it. I'd have like little kid tantrums screaming at them,
and that's why we kept doing it.
They're not wrong. I remember mom telling me like the more you react, the more. But I'm like 5, so Chance pissed me off.
Okay, this is probably gonna be hard for you, for Dustin. Who is your brother's favorite streamer for content? Not like personal, like you know them. Who's for content wise? Who has the best content? So who would Dustin say, and who would Chance say?
Who the fuck would Dustin say? Okay.
Dustin doesn't watch a lot of Twitch. That's why it's a little difficult.
I know he doesn't.
Well, there is an answer for that one.
Yeah.
Who am I gonna?
Who the fuck?
All right. Okay.
Okay, I wrote down some stuff.
All right.
Okay.
Let's reveal.
The top one is the one I think that you like to watch. Good content.
What did you write?
Viki.
Okay, so Dustin said Mizkif.
And Mizkif is who I think is the best streamer.
I mean, Viki and I watch Rob together. In fact, we go on his stream sometimes together. So Rob, because that's something we do together rather than she just does. And I put Razor. It's like maybe you like his talent shows.
Dude, so the story behind Mizkif is, I don't know if you know this, but he acted like he was me when he was Ice Poseidon's cameraman. Did you know that?
Did he really?
Yeah, he kept saying he was DKane behind the camera, and everyone thought, like, people would come in my stream and be like, "You're Ice Poseidon's cameraman?" And he did that for a while, and then everyone found out it was Mizkif. And then he started streaming when he was done, and I started watching it, and I was like, dude, this guy's he's gonna be big. He just knew Twitch culture and just knew how to push the right buttons, and he's just good at what he does. I think he's good at what he does.
Get Twitch chat spamming.
Yeah.
Got to know the memes, and there was no live stream fails, so you had to really watch a lot of Twitch to know everything.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, you're going to answer. One's a little complex. You're going to answer what your brother would say about you, and vice versa, right?
Oh God.
So, does Dustin think you have more luck or talent, and does Chance think you have more luck or talent?
Oh, that's easy.
Okay, so I'm gonna write Chance here, and Dustin here.
That one's easy.
Yeah, I already know what Dustin's writing here.
I probably know what you're writing too.
Yeah, all right.
Chance has luck, I have the talent.
It's true.
And we both probably think that. Yep.
Okay.
It's true. We would play putt-putt golf, and there was one time where I had a Happy Gilmore moment, and Dustin literally
lost it.
He literally threw the club, because right after I had a Happy Gilmore moment of a ping, 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 hole in one.
It went to a different course and came back to the course and went in.
Imagine that. It bounced off the course, bounced back
after
on.
I was saying he was lucky.
Yes, he was going on a rant like, "Mom, like Chance is so lucky. He wins a crane game." And then I just like, "No, I don't." And I hit it, goes off the course, comes in. Then Dustin goes immediately after, and of course he hits
a pebble,
perfect putt, going straight towards it, and a fucking pebble, and this pebble makes it like fly off the map. It's crazy.
I threw my club and was so pissed off. I was like,
Dustin has notoriously bad luck.
Yeah,
yes.
Pretty bad.
Most recently, he was willing to bet $1,000 that a snake that had made its way into our house was not poisonous, and it turned out to be a cottonmouth.
Yep, water moccasin. Yep.
In your house?
Yeah, it was under the couch.
The only reason I thought it wasn't venomous is cottonmouths are very aggressive, and it wasn't aggressive at all. And the only reason it wasn't aggressive is it was like molting. It was like shedding, so it was like partially blind, so it couldn't see us. And I almost went to pick it up, and then animal control came, and they're like, "Yeah, that's cottonmouth, dude." Under our couch. I have a picture I'll show you later.
Oh my God, when was this?
A month or two, 3 months ago?
July.
Holy
fuck.
fuck.
Yeah, July.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all are in like an actual mature neighborhood, right? Where like the trees
They
are
said
nice.
that's like the 4th or 5th venomous snake they pulled out of this neighborhood.
Plus we have a pool And we have a lot of plants in the backyard. So.
Yeah, again, it's like it's mature. You know, you drive through, the trees are nice. You got shade and everything. My neighborhood is like every house has like that fresh new tree that the builders put in that bottom back left corner. It just looks so. Ugh.
Yeah, I was sitting on the couch working, and my dog just started barking at something, and I was like, "What is going on?" And I looked, and I saw the one coil sticking out under the bottom, and I'm like, "Look!"
Holy!
We called
shit.
Animal control.
That's so. Maybe I'm so sheltered. That's scary as hell to me. Holy fuck.
Okay. Which WoW class fits your brother's personality best?
Fits the personality the best?
Yeah.
What I think, okay.
I mean, I know what Dustin plays.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go with something and I'll explain it after.
Okay.
Wait, do I guess what he's going to put for me?
Yeah, I'm thinking less about like what character they play, but you know, like the lore.
Like
this is what a druid is.
Oh,
like
I'm going with a different answer. Or a different reasoning for my answer.
Okay. I'm just guessing what I thought you are going to put, and then...
Hold on. What I'm going to put for myself? Yeah, okay. Okay, so I put myself as druid. Obviously, not because I play druid or anything, or I'm the jack of all trades.
Ah, nice.
I put you as rogue.
Yeah. That's exactly what I would think.
So I've played with a lot of World of Warcraft, and I've met a lot of people, and I've noticed that in my experience, it's always the same type of people playing the same class. So the people that play rogues are fucking drug addict stoners.
Yep. Let's go, dude.
They are. The mages are dweeby, like just nerds. Like,
dude, the funny thing is I wanted to play rogue, but my friend I was playing with already said he was going to play rogue, and then Woody said he was going to play
right?
priest. It was Ben.
Yeah, Ben, I remember that.
And then Woody said he wanted to play priest, and I was like, I'll do mage, I guess. And then that's how it happened. I was going to play rogue.
But what did you put for me? I didn't see.
Druid.
Rogue is druid.
Druid rogue, yeah. I mean, I can't see you as anything other than druid. Even thinking about it, like it's
okay.
Just
to be
druid.
fair, all of the druids I've met, they're okay. So there was like a druid Skype call back in the day. 5 out of 7 of those druids were gay, and then the other 2 were just skinny white twinks, but they just weren't gay. And that was me and one other person.
That's hilarious.
And that's all the druids. They're all
nice.
So we can
do
go
one last question, and then we'll do the outro, and then
biggest mistake your brother ever made.
Oh, wait, that's hard actually.
Yeah, that's really tough because you got so fucking many.
Yeah, I have a billion. I can't even think of one for you.
Biggest mistake. Ooh.
I'm just gonna keep this really basic because I don't know.
Okay.
And for me, man, which one? There's like a million. I'm not even gonna put anything because there's so many. You're just gonna say one.
Okay.
Fuck it. I'll send it. Oh, what a misplay. All right.
I just put trusting people for you, and I didn't put anything.
I put.
Dude, oh my God, let's go.
But look at yours.
Leah, and then I know, yeah.
And
dude.
trusting people. Same answer?
Matt and Drew and Chelsea. I won't say last names. I don't even know their last names, but holy fuck.
She was hot, though. God, she had such a nice... Never mind. She was crazy, but God. I'm going to say, literally, the amount of crazy was totally worth it because of how hot she was.
No.
It was.
No.
Looking back on it, it was.
Dustin?
Dude, it was. Wasn't at the time. She stole my truck.
Okay.
Like, beat me up. Drove to my parents' house, said that I was crazy.
Okay.
Damn.
Dude.
Yeah.
This bitch was nuts. All right. We were driving to fucking Six Flags. I want you to put yourself.
Oh yeah.
We're driving.
Job in the back. Oh, you didn't know that? Oh,
dude.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No. Yeah. No, that's not what I was talking about.
I'm sorry. I thought that's what you were talking about, dude.
I didn't know that happened, but in this same drive where apparently he got a hand job in the back, at one point. I think Dustin or what did it say? Oh yeah, I think it was you said something or she said like you're a lot like your mom. I don't know, something like that. And she started yelling and screaming at you in the middle of this family drive.
Oh, yeah, that part.
So imagine driving with your girlfriend's
That was on
family.
the way back. On the way there was the hand job.
No, I remember getting to the hotel and it was really awkward. So it was on the way there.
Then on the way back was the hand job. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Either way.
Yeah.
So I remember imagine screaming at your boyfriend when you're in the car with your boyfriend's parents and brother on the way to a family trip at Six Flags. And she screamed. All of us, including our parents, were like awkwarded out because they're 16 and they're actually having the audacity to do this. And so we get to the hotel and she slams the car door and marches into the hotel that our parents are paying for. Like, what the? And and she just goes off in the hotel by herself, and then we all look at Dustin like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with her? Right?
Like, what?
But now we're here at Six Flags. Let's have a great time. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what the? And there was other times, she slammed the front door and shattered the glass on it.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently Dustin and her had sex in the hot tub, and the bikini was found by her parents.
Yep. It got sucked into the filter.
Like,
wow.
There was so many fucking. Don't even get me started into like her mom being into witchcraft. I'm serious.
Yep.
Like,
she would go to like these like nudist festivals and like perform witchcraft, and she invited me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
How old were you?
I was like 17. She was like 16.
Oh man.
I think, or maybe I was 16 and she was 15. It was like 1 year apart.
Very young.
Very young.
And I'm like, 12. Like, what are you doing, big brother? And like, I'm about to fuck this bitch. Like, wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's that's what I put down. Is just, and then I put Matt and Drew. There was a story I remember.
They were like the bad influences on me.
They were the bad influence. They were definitely. I remember we were skating. I remember I skateboarded because I wanted to skateboard and be cool like my brother. And I remember Matt and Drew had really rich parents, and they had some shitty ass board, and they're like, you know what? Let's break it on purpose, and my parents will buy me a new one. So they took a rock and broke it. And I helped them do it too. I was just 10. Like, yeah, we'll get a new one. And then, of course, drugs and all sorts of they're just bad.
Yeah, they were just bad.
Bad influence.
But yeah, we've gone way over the time, but...
Well, let's not skip over the fact that he wrote Leah.
Huh?
Let's not skip over the fact that he wrote Leah on the board.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, a lot of people in chat,
true.
That's quite a few years ago now, so they don't all know.
Well, I'm not going to get too into it.
Yeah.
Because... I mean, it's one of those things
where, but
oh god, yeah.
I'm not talking about it.
There's a lot to like come from that. I mean, it was like 4 years of my life. Definitely a lot of crazy stories, but I'm not gonna get too into it. It's definitely Oh, god, it was a mistake in my opinion.
To get into it, what did you learn about that, and like what did it teach you about your relationships and streaming?
What did I learn from that situation, that entire endeavor?
It's a good question. Hard question.
Yeah. Get the fuck out when it comes down to it, because it's like
get out when you can.
I should have left so fucking long ago, but I stayed. I was young and stupid, and just get the fuck out. But it also, I mean, it was one of those. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too into it.
Yeah,
God,
fair.
I'm not gonna get too into it. Holy crap, it's a big one.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. This was awesome. I feel like we could talk another 2 hours, but maybe what we should just do is maybe in a few months we'll bring you and your mom on.
Fuck.
A few months, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright, you guys both stand over here and start slapping.
Alright, how many folds do I get?
How many folds? Oh lord.
Right, that's one fold.
Are we already going?
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I just like the fact I haven't even got Didn't even get it at the water. Oh my god, you want to take another one? I feel bad. I feel so bad.
Oh, that was a good one.
I broke the tortilla. You just drank it. You didn't even spit.
You broke the tortilla. We got to get another one and start over.
Drink more water.
You're going to do it without... Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to fold it.
More water in your mouth, Dustin, so it's harder.
That might be the case.
Okay.
You ready? We fucking slap you. I can go home.
Okay.
There it is.
Did it get all over you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, my bad, dude.
That's fine.
Yeah, I filled it all the way up that time. Yeah, there was nowhere else.